now being joined to take a look at the implication and what this means, whether or not these some tacit endorsement from President Donald Trump, what it means for Nigeria and his security effort, and being joined by the special advisor to the president on policy communications, Mr. Daniel Bwala, who is live for us here, live in Abuja. So, Mr. Bwala, it's a pleasure having you join us on the program tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I'm curious though, this letter, when was this letter written?
Have you seen the statement?
Yes.
We work with the statement.
Okay. It does look like this letter came in on the 6th of July.
Oh, really?
That's what it tells us.
Okay.
Why are we just knowing now?
I don't have an answer for that.
Really?
Is the content of the letter false?
No, I'm asking because we need to look at all of the ramifications about the communication between the two presidents as being communicated by your office.
We are looking at the content of the letter, whether it is false or not.
Because one is curious. It comes 2 days after the lobbies who is working for Mr. Atiku Abubakar talked about a 60-page DOJ files on alleged heroin case in the United States against President Bola Tinubu.
That is a voyage of a jobless thinkers project. So has the lobbies also come up with any finding about the Halliburton case against Atiku Abubakar? Why is this issue always coming around election optics? People don't want to focus on what matters. They just bring this joblessness. There are issues that the opposition in Nigeria ought to, if they respect the Nigerian people, come with, which is that if they disagree with any policy of government, by now they ought to have been communicating to Nigerians what they hope to do differently from what we are doing. I mean, every year, every time coming up with this jobless kind of thing. Sometimes if we even react to it, it's like we're promoting it. Because of course, as a journalist, you know there's a Halliburton case. What have they said about that?
So the curiosity comes 17 days after this letter was transmitted from Washington to Abuja. It's just coming to light now. And perhaps it does look like a spin work.
Let me ask you a question.
Your office is just getting, is it laziness, tardiness, or you're just keeping these and you're using it for some kind of work?
No. What I'm saying is, you rightly said it's a lobbyist for Atiku. Ordinarily, there shouldn't be any conversation.
No, I'm saying the curiosity is the fact that the letter was written from Washington, dispatched on the 6th, dated 6th of July. 17 days later, that's when Nigerian people are able to know that Trump, and it's been made to look like the letter was written just tonight.
So what I'm saying is, you see, when we go to school, there is this thing they talk about facts in issue. You have to always concentrate on the essentials in order not to be distracted. That's why people fail exams, when they don't focus on the essential. What is the fact in issue right now, as has gone round? The fact that President Trump has, written a letter to President Bola Tinubu. So the question would be, is it true or is it not?
The interview is about the content of the letter and what this means for the average Nigerian people. But we need to look at the credibility of the letter and the circumstance surrounding the letter. And I'm asking you, you speak for the president, and is this one of the spin job of the presidency communication strategy team that you have to delay the letter for 17 days? And the curiosity is that 2 days ago, there is a communication from Washington that congressional committees are now looking at a 60-page document, allegations of heroin, dating back to sometimes in the late 80s, early 90s, against allegations against President Bola Tinubu. And so the curiosity there is the fact that why is the letter coming to light now? Why didn't the letter come on the 7th of July rather than coming 17 days later?
I should rather put it this way. The spinning is done by the Atiku camp. Why did I say that? Mr. Shod, I work for Atiku in the 2023 election. And you know that this issue was discussed in 2023. It was discussed in 2019, even when he was not a candidate. It has always been an issue that has been discussed. But the curiosity should have come. Your question about curiosity should have come. Why is it that Atiku is only raising the issue on the eve of election? Why was it not raised in 2022 to 2023? What was the outcome? Baseless, frivolous, and it is meant to deceive the innocent Nigerian people who are concerned about what is going on in Nigeria and whether the opposition have a better alternative. That's why I told you, I said, if there is sincerity, for example, in that conversation, what have they got to say about a congressional finding? This one, you say Congress will look into it. That is the only thing that you are carrying as breakthrough or breaking news. There is one that there was a finding in which a lawmaker in America was even indicted and prosecuted. I think that should be more important in terms of curiosity and sincerity to the Nigerian people. You are talking about something to be looked into and you are talking about a finding. But you see, we don't even as a government go about lazy looking at Halliburton and all those things because Nigerian people and what they are impacted by is more important to us than the baseless rhetorics of a jobless voyage in our carriers.
Although, I mean, I don't want us to dwell on the fringes of the.
But you're dwelling just because now later you say time has gone out, and then the real issue of the later will not be discussed.
It is important for us also to look at the credibility around the circumstance. It's the same thing that you said is baseless, and your words on this program in 2022 November, you said to me on this program, you said President Bola Tinubu, the candidate at the time, may be disqualified from contesting. You went further to say there is still a cloud around drug-related offenses and drug-related activity. And of course, that's Daniel Bwala talking to me right here on this program. You also said Bola Tinubu had a questionable character. Those are the things you said right on this program. And now you think that all of those things that you said for Atiku don't matter any longer.
You know why I smiled? The joblessness of the opposition, it seems they have carried you in that bus. Why am I saying that? This issue you raised, when will you get tired of asking me the same question? In the world today, the first person that started asking me this question was you. And you have done that more than 5 times. Are you not tired? They are completely inconsequential to what is happening. Bwala, come and talk about the credibility of the letter. You people say President Trump lauded Tinubu. The question that should arise after, whether it is true or not, to what extent have you been lauded? But now we have taken almost 10 minutes. And I know the time you have here. Because I've understood the Nigerian media very, very well. And no day prepared again to follow their trend. Ask me the question that you want to find out about the letter. As for the opposition, allow them to keep lazying about. Nigerian people want to hear tonight what is happening to their lives.
Would you kindly answer the question that I asked you? You said at that time that those things that you talked about are now baseless. Are you saying everything you said at that time we should discontinent?
Nigerian people tonight want to know what is happening with their economy, with their education, and most importantly with security. And we have made substantial progress. First time in Nigeria's history, where the leadership of the President Bola Tinubu, brought about a very strong collaboration.
You're not answering my questions, Mr.
It's not a question.
The question. I've asked you, before we get into that matter, I've asked you, with this particular matter that I asked you said is baseless. That meant all the things you said to me in November and the rest of the time in 2022 are baseless and lies.
Yes, they are not lies, they are baseless. Not important for conversation. And by the way, let me ask you.
So Daniel Bwala of 2022.
Let me ask you. What? You see, this thing, what you're doing now.
Look, this is the easiest consent banner I have ever set up on a website. We're talking under.
I'm trying my best not to be aggressive about it. But you're riding on the opposition back us.
Yes, if you're aggressive.
Peter Obi has since changed parties 4 times. How many times have you asked their people? Atiku has changed parties 4 times. Every single question you asked me from when I came back to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the same that has happened to them, but their own is even in a multiplied form. How many? Let me land.
You're a lawyer.
Let me land.
You know what
I must land. How many times have you asked them? I told the media houses in Nigeria, the hypocrisy of the media is in fever pitch. Because these people have changed parties. You have not asked them about character and credibility, and whether they possess the right mind to lead the Nigerian people, where they keep jumping from one party to other because of problem. You have asked me is there a media agenda against Daniel Bwala? Let us start from there.
You tell me.
There is. And unfortunately, it appears, because the same question you can't ask the opposition. You can't. Not only you, Morning Show can't ask the opposition.
maybe you don't watch this program.
No, I watch.
Or
I
you watch the part that you want to watch.
No, and when they send link to me, I see. You
just
scratch
that's the problem.
When you scratch the surface,
watch the part you want to watch.
No. You scratch the surface, scratch another surface, and consider that a job is done. 2 years, you are asking me the same question. But there are times you have to be tired now.
If you have not answered the question, one will not get tired of asking.
When you asked me the previous time, did I answer or not?
No, what I mean, as a lawyer,
clickbait.
you know
clickbait has become the fulcrum of modern age journalism. Why? I have seen guests coming to your table here where you talk with ferocity, with ferociousness about the happenings of the Nigerian people. What can you do? What is this government doing? As soon as I appear, those things don't matter.
Mr. Bala, thank God that 14 years ago you were on this program, and it was not clickbait at the time.
But it's clickbait now. 14 years ago, you were not. 14 years ago, you were not the way you are now. You are not the way you are now.
They say he who comes to equity.
I didn't come. You brought me to equity.
But this is equity.
Yes, you brought me.
Let's see your hands, whether they are clean.
See my hands.
And that's why
they say, okay, see.
That's why.
Let me put it this way. The letter was written by the United States government applauding the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for deeper cooperation. Unfortunately, we are not discussing that in the media today. Is it fair to the Nigerian people? Is it fair for the Nigerian people in rural areas who want to know that this country has experienced progress to the point where our collaboration is yielding results? Is this thing the fact in issue?
Can we continue now?
We've been on. I'm giving you a pushback. I am not about to wait for that kind of narrative to keep going.
Let's go ahead with this interview, Mr. Buala.
Have you heard about the Halliburton case?
Of course.
Have you talked
to
them about here when they came here?
Yes. You'll find out. Whenever
they've been coming before.
Whenever the opposition is
it is from today you will start. You have not asked them.
That's why I've asked you to go back to the previous episode of this program.
No, I know. Yeah, I know that I've been seeing everything you're doing.
Can we go back to the interview?
No, I am here. I'm answering your question.
Let me ask you, Mr. Buala. The president today released what he says is a personal letter from President Donald Trump to President Bola Tinubu's leadership against terror. Beyond the diplomatic language, can you tell us what tangible policy commitment does this letter represent for Nigeria? Is this simply a gesture of goodwill, or does it translate into measurable benefits?
It is the recognition of the result of a collaboration that has assumed a very deeper and commendable level. The second in the command in ISIS globally was eliminated in Nigeria because of the joint operation. We eliminated and stopped their attacks because of the joint operation. We have deepened the collaboration to a point where we share intelligence, we have local training, and then you have the strike. So even last week, the one of the high officials in the US government was here. The letter typifies, exemplifies, and explains the progress we have made so far with the United States, and we have similar progress with the rest of the world.
But what bothers the mind, as much as the gallantry of our soldiers and the military operations and the rest of the sister agencies, DSS, police, and the rest of them are doing their hard work on the front line, is a residue of what we're seeing with the terrorists and what they're doing. The presidency argues that Nigeria's counter-terrorism strategy is producing results, yet terrorist attack, kidnappings are happening, mass killings continue in parts of Borno, Yobe, Zamfara, Katsina, Benue, Plateau, and Niger State. By what objective metrics should Nigerians conclude that security is generally improving?
Nigerians are extremely happy with the progress we're making. I'm from Borno State, and I know the progress we've made in Borno.
Did you do a survey to know that?
I'm from Borno. I know the progress we're making. I talk to people.
You said Nigerian people are happy.
Yes, we read that. The same medium. I'm coming. The same medium from which you mirror your question is the same medium. We also read about their reports. We also interview people. I've been going around the country doing podcasts, in case you don't know, to take the feelings of the Nigerian people. I'm sure you did not even congratulate us for the abducted people that were restored recently. Did you congratulate me for the letter? Did you congratulate us that the collaboration is becoming deeper? At least if Nigerian people hear from you, they will know that this is a real. It's not a question of whether it is true or not. So why don't we talk about the progress
But the
that
question
they made?
I'm asking, that I've just asked you now, is what objective metrics should Nigerians conclude that this security is generally improving?
And I said the metrics is the progress we are making, which is resulting in the report you're hearing, including the present report that the President of the United States lauded Nigerian government for this deeper collaboration and the progress it's making. And if your question is that if there is a collaboration, there shouldn't be any security situation in Nigeria, then I would say respectfully that you are not being objective about it. America is the strongest secure country in the world. But 2 months ago, you know that there was attempt at the president twice. Insecurity is an ongoing thing. We have repaired, we have resolved, we reduced the attack. We have gone on the offense. There are so many things to talk about so that that woman in the rural area, that man in the rural area would rather be encouraged that progress is made rather than doomsday conversation that nothing is happening.
Well, indeed, if security has improved, Mr. Buala, why do many communities still remain displaced or inaccessible?
The progress is being made.
Why? Why is it happening?
That's because, okay, like as you are now, if I'm trying to look at the best description of, you go to church probably, and it is not the will of God that people should be poor. Why are there poor people in church?
Get your free copy of my new best-selling book, Commercial Real Estate Investing for Beginners.
Is that your standard of comparison or
no? I'm asking you. You go
is that
to
your gauge?
You know,
no, I'm not the one to answer questions. You are the one.
No, journalists can answer. Lately, you can answer. If you ask a question that requires you want to respond, because we are not in any police department where they are doing interrogation. We're having a conversation.
It's a process. The process.
But I'm asking.
The journalist asks the question. The interviewee being the one to answer.
Then sometimes the interviewee, in order to give a proper answer, revert a question back to the journalist to give a context of which the answer will be given. Do you go to church? If yes, do you believe in Bible? Yes. There shall be no poor in our midst. Do you hear? Why are there poor people? It is the will of God. Everybody should.
Is that the answer to the fact that the reason why we still have inaccessible communities?
If you answer that question,
and displaced.
If you answer that question, we would have found an answer to your question.
Don't dance around the question.
Let's
just have the conversation. Rather than being on the defense. We're not here. We're talking about the Nigerian people and the Nigerian state. And we're talking about issues that affect the lives and the livelihood of people. People are watching tonight to get an understanding, to understand the perspective of this government.
And you drifted away from those understanding. You asked the metrics. I answered the metrics. What else? What's the difference between the metrics and this question?
I'm asking you, why are some communities still displaced? What are the hopes that they have that they are going to be reached in such a way that their communities are going to be accessible?
The hope that they will have is that we recently got the abducted people back to their homes. The hope that they will have is that we eliminated the second in command in ISIS. The hope that they will have is that every single, even in your monologue now, you talk about suspected people to be prosecuted. The hopes that they have are the successes we are making, which a simple visit to the website of the armed forces, you will see everyday result. The hope that they will have is that the territory of Nigeria right now is secure. People are going about their business, which never used to be like that. The hope that they will have is that we have the president that is on the job and he's doing what he needs to do. The hope that they will have is that even though there must be, I will repeat for the third time, there must be skirmishes of insecurity in different parts of Nigeria, even when you are making the progress. But the hope that they will have is that government is on top of his toe and the government is achieving the result. What is the next question that will be different from withdrawal? Because you used to ask 5 questions the same. You come around 5 times.
Daniel, what has become of you lately?
I have had my bad experience with the journalist, and I discovered that when I come, I remove the glove. It's not fair. It won't and it is.
I'm not the type that you get into the
I should even start with you.
I'm not the type.
So we have made progress.
Let's go. The question I'm going to ask you is the worry I have, and whether or not this signals something totally different. If America withdrew its soldiers, what does that signal? Is it that they are done with intelligence sharing or helping? Because the President Donald Trump says American Special Operation Forces are helping to equip Nigerian troops with intelligence skills and operational capabilities. But they've since withdrawn. Is it that we've gotten to a point that we've decimated or they are just tired, or they are done with the operation? What exactly is going
I
on?
can see that you probably don't have enough facts about that one. The special forces that were withdrawn were special forces that came for specific purpose and they completed. As we speak tonight, there are American soldiers that are on ground doing training and retraining with our people. As per the nature of the training, we will not disclose. So if you send somebody to market to go and buy tomato, when he buys the tomato, he will come back home. If you have sent two sets of people, one to buy tomato, the other one is to sell akara. The one that bought tomato will come home. The one that is selling akara will remain. That's the situation.
How do we balance as a nation, balance foreign military cooperation, assistance, and aid with national sovereignty?
They're all intertwined.
Are we saying we are holding our ground and we're not allowing our sovereignty and any inch of it to be lost in the name of diplomatic or assistance?
Lost in what way?
Planning to publish your book? You could reach 3 billion more readers. If you've written a book and you're thinking about publishing it, you have to watch this video. Hi, I'm Sarah from Spine.
Lost or to be invaded or to for
we have American boots on the ground. That's the question.
For training, yeah. They are not involved in active fight with people. It's for training. Those ones that came for the operation was an agreement between the two governments. Let me tell you.
What was their focus?
I'm coming. Even in England, in Europe, the entire Europe, there are American presence here and there through collaboration. What we have said from the beginning, we did not agree to, was to come without our consent, because under United Nations Convention, there are 3 areas by which the foreign soldiers can be in another foreign soldier. Number 1 is when the United Nations pass a resolution in the situation of a crisis in a country and they send troops. Number 2, if there is an agreement between both countries. And number 3, if there is war between those countries. And the one that has happened is the agreement between us and them. We have gone to different parts of West Africa in peacekeeping mission based on agreement.
So my question, not more of a worry, is just the need for you to be able to explain. So the mission of those withdrawn troops, American troops,
was completed.
What was that mission about?
We can't tell people. National security matters. How can I even tell you? Mission complete. I want to ask you, the second ISIS man, did he die?
So give us an understanding. America is deeply involved in intelligence sharing with us, isn't it?
Yes.
And they're doing a lot of remote reconnaissance with us. Is that right?
Yes.
So the operation is still ongoing.
Reconnaissance is ongoing.
Are they giving us equipment and weaponry?
We told you we have deepened collaboration. And we stop at that. When information is on a need-to-know basis, when there is need to tell you, we'll tell you.
What happened on Christmas Day, the bombing, and thereafter there was another assault from the American weapon on Nigerian grounds. Were these the specific actions of the American soldiers or American troops that the American president was referring to?
He was referring to all that has happened since we started the collaboration. And I think it's in English language in that his letter. He made mention of the collaboration and the result that came. The December one is there. There was shortly after December, there was another one. And then we had another one that eliminated the ISIS person. So this is with respect to specific strike operation. But when you say you are deepening collaboration, it doesn't stop at operations. That's why we talk about intelligence sharing training. There is all encompassing.
The reference to the May operation of this year, Abubakar and Minoki, that was eliminated, which President Donald Trump made reference to, shows a level of success. But over the time, and history tells us that these terrorist cells and organizations, they regenerate. They somewhat recalibrate, and
you're right, they can reemerge elsewhere.
So is that not a worry that we need to destroy, decimate, and hold ground?
That is our reality that we're confronted by. Maybe I need to let you know, this Sahel that you're hearing this Sahel state, this axis has now been adjudged as the ground zero for global terrorism. It accounts for 51% of the global terrorism-related death, and this is right in our border. So those who understand intelligence and warfare, they know that we are making progress, as it were, because if we are not making progress with this ISIS around this like this, Nigeria would have been overrun. That's one. Number two, we recognize that sometimes If you decimate them, you destroy them in one axis, they will move to another location, which explains why you started to see them in southwestern Nigeria. We're able to deal with them and will continue to deal with them as we collect intelligence. And the president has authorized the recruitment of more personnel across the platform and sent to the forest, because that's our concern. And then we are investing very heavily and robustly in technology that will help in the places where manpower is less in number, such as deployment of drones for reconnaissance and intelligence collection, signal, as well as drones that will identify and eliminate.
So, I mean, the terrorists, they've been recruiting heavily over the years.
Yeah.
Do we have any evidence whether that kind of recruitment has declined?
Of course it has. The number 2, we killed him.
What actually makes a tool rollout succeed? Most companies think a rollout is just turning on a new system and sending out a training deck, but that's not.
There are worries about repentant terrorists.
Yeah.
Does this president, is he inclined to that kind of arrangement? And that's because it's still going on. And we see hundreds of these young people who say they have repented, and a lot of anger in the land about what is repentance. These people kill people. Is President Tinubu's agenda inclined or in tandem or in alignment with this repentant terrorism?
There are conventions of the United Nations that govern armed conflict, right? If a terrorist comes out and tells you that he has repented or he has turned away from his conduct, you will take them and profile them. When you hear the word profile, it is all encompassing. It's not as simple as seeing your face and saying, okay, tomorrow go there. The profiling assists the Nigerian government to a large extent in collecting further intelligence on them, in knowing their modus operandi, and as well as in planning to attack them. So assets globally are important. Then number 2, what other people don't know about the program is that when Boko Haram started to lose their members, they go to villages and carry children and take them to the bush and recruit them. These are people you recruited against their will. If something happened in the camp and they escape and they come to the Nigerian government and they say they have repented, the Nigerian government will not shoot them. So that's why I say the dynamics of armed conflict is guided by the Global Convention, the United Nations Convention. It is not under the whips and caprices. But the other part of your fear, as was expressed by a lot of Nigerians, is that we have had cases where some of them ran back. Even the governor of Borno State once said that some of the attacks that resurged, that probably it has connection with some of the people that ran back. In warfare, in conflict, there is no, these things are possibilities. Even when it comes to established institutions of state from foreign intelligence, we have seen defection of people to another place where they are recruited. These are realities of fact. And so the progress is being made.
Let me ask you, what does this letter mean to President Bola Tinubu's fight against terror? Because this letter from Trump says that President Bola Tinubu is victorious and is doing the right thing. Is that what the letter implies for this government? How is President Tinubu interpreting the letter?
As a legal personality yourself, you know what they said, the facts speak for himself. That is what it is. The letter is a further proof of the progress we're making. Does it mean if there was no letter, we will stop? No, because we're already engaging and communicating with them. But if you are in a relationship with a lady, and then because of the relationship, you write a letter encouraging her, or she writes a letter encouraging you, you feel further strengthened. But it does not stop your commitment or the already existing law that you know you had with that
Is
person.
Nigeria winning the war or merely containing the threat?
I should ask you, because we're winning.
Has this government specifically requested additional U.S. military assets for surveillance technology?
That we can't tell the people yet.
But can this presidency categorically say that no part of Nigeria remains under terrorist control?
Yes.
No part?
Yes.
Thanks so much, Mr. Buala, for your time tonight.
Merci beaucoup.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Don't need any, you say that you don't need any gloves?
No, come down from that bus. Come down from that bus that the media people are running with.
Do you know that Buala, there was a video I was trying to play, actually, I was looking for, where he was crying that the obedience dealt with him. Buala was in tears. he broke down almost in tears. Let me see if I can find that video. That's the video me I thought this was part of it though, but there's another one that I wanted to play for you guys. But you know what? Let's listen to the next video.
The fact that somebody in Asia Pacific can reach out to us in their native language.
Hello, you are welcome to this class. The lobby company where Atiku say make it ever put fire for Tinubu matter for US, na troublemaker. You go see many things now. That letter where Tinubu's team, let's say, now Trump send that to them. The man say, wahala dey inside, say he no show. What we see now? This is a man's Twitter page. As you can see, he tweeted this 16 hours ago. This is what he wrote. A tale of two letters. On the left, he is referring to the attachment where he put for this write-up. We'll see, and that is this particular one. We're going to check. He's referring to this at the left. Now this one, Tinubu team. And let's say it's sent to Tinubu. Okay. He talks a tale of two letters. On the left, we have an actual copy of President Donald Trump's letter to Argentina president called Gibi Ado. On the right, which is this one, we have what an account little President Tinubu using the Facebook Ado at PBAT Media Center has posted as President Trump's letter to President Tinubu. The difference is beyond clear. We are not saying that a standard diplomatic response letter was never sent to President Tinubu. Okay? What do you call the talk? Nor are we saying that President Tinubu fabricated the purported letter. He's trying to clear himself. After all, Tinubu's staff could easily create a fake letter tomorrow and post it as a rebuttal. What you are saying is that it is unusual for a letter to be quoted in full, including the date and signature block, rather than simply publishing an actual image of the actual letter itself. Until the actual letter is released, whether real or fake, Nigerians must understand that Tinubu is trying to fool you. He got tagged Washington Post, House, NGR, Senate, Nigeria Senate, House of Rep, CNN Africa, BBC Africa, Reuters, AFP, Foreign Policy, INEC Nigeria. This is a letter sent to the president of Argentina. He is trying to look at the format. This is the letterhead, the date, January 16th, addressed to the president of Argentina. Dear President, the footer, his name, signature. PBAT Media Team for Facebook. For me, this looks like AI-generated document. The cop posts this one like this. He thought say, if you compare with this, there is difference. He not thought say, Tinubu no receive message from Trump. But saying that this is a letter, there's a problem. Say, one thing, now to present everything sincerely, Donald J. Trump, everything, why the signature could they miss? Now they understand the man so this was what he was saying there. And also, why be say he not carry the logo? No logo, but every other day when you feel use text, right? Now PBAT Media Team they cause for hala for Tinubu now because what I see yesterday now ordinary text message without any background whatever. So for you to put this one like this, the man is indirect. Now looks like say they say this one. You get the point now. So more go check their ADO, PBAT Media Center, with the right. They wrote full letter. President Donald Trump writes President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ties him for decisive leadership and is arguing on the fight against terrorism. Say so. Go see this one AI generated background to make this one look sweet. Okay. But if you look at what Bayo Onanuga posted yesterday, they no put any picture, document, letterhead, try to decorate it to now copy and paste they do. As you can see here, now waiting they drop this. Now PBAT Media Team, wherever they are, now they call they put background, like the man for the box. So If you look at it, this one carried there, whatever. He carries sincerely. He carry the name of American president. So the man simply say, if all this is dead, why they not put signature? Not. So me and they believe say, it be like saying an email message, no be paper message. And because I don't believe say Tinubu team go call fake Donald Trump's letter say na he write Tinubu. I'm not sure say with what they go on, Venezuela the rest. No, I'm not sure. I'm not defending him, but I'm not sure. This person asked Grok, Afrojet News. Did President Trump wrote a congratulatory letter to Tinubu praising him how he's fighting terrorism and killing of Christians in Nigeria? Grok also said no. This is very well though. President Trump did not write that letter. Grok is referring to this one, this particular one. That's what Grok is analyzing. Not really this one. I'm not trying to defend him with this one. Must know the difference because me, I know they share fake news. So what Grok is saying is debunking the one with background. Nigeria presidency released only the test. See, so the test, which is this Onanuga's own, of a claimed July 6th, 2026 letter praising Tinubu's decisive leadership against terrorism and violence affecting Christian communities. A U.S. firm, Batibon, compared it side by side with an authentic Trump letter to Argentina's Milei and found its clear differences in format. Informant, still referring to P-Batting formatted letter, layout, and signature block. Strong evidence is forged. So that one where P-Batting dropped a forged letter. Trump has not posted, confirmed, or shared any such letter. So this one, I want to believe say na just email message, something, because I don't believe say President Tinubu they look for friends, try to mingle, try to connect, call use the hand or you think of in this internet age. I'm not sure. Call put out for Twitter, where everybody. I'm not sure. But I'm not saying if they try to defend this government sometimes, they think making you look stupid. The man can't drop another message. Remember the other one, 16 hours. This one now 1 hour after that one means 15 hours difference. The man said, this is Dr. Bobat. Yesterday evening, I was informed by a journalist. I respect that. It had been told Nigeria President Bola Tinubu, official bat, released a more than 2-week whole letter from President Trump in response to our lobbying efforts here in Washington, D.C.
Visit healthforcalifornia.com for the lowest prices, government discounts, and easy enrollment.
I was also informed by a different source that no actual letter was sent and that President Tinubu's team forgot to change the date from July 6th to July 22nd in the released quotations. We are still working to verify this particular claim, but it appears President Tinubu's apparent objective was to make it seem that the alleged letter from President Trump to him was sent after we briefed the White House on Tinubu's alleged heroin trafficking link. If they thought they say that letter where they allege say na Trump write Tinubu, where they put 6th of July, they forgot to change it to July 22nd, which was yesterday's date. Say he believes the objective not to downplay their effort in exposing Tinubu past alleged activities. Get the point now? It means you were trying to water down their work. You see, they paid them for this work. In reality, the alleged letter is dated weeks before our White House briefing. So, say that letter came before their effort. Stand by for update. He said, we're going to stand by for update to internet is on fire. Campaign never will start to. This morning, I personally briefed key members of the White House regarding President Tinubu's apparent attempt to insinuate that President Trump condones President Tinubu's alleged drug trafficking link. A member of my team will also be meeting with Senator Ted Cruz staff this morning to provide a briefing on this latest development. You know, say Senator Ted Cruz na extreme Republican, ardent supporter of Trump. Anyway, Frank challenged Tinubu to publish Trump's endorsement letter. Say make him publish the full letter before any talk. So the matter I the hot now. Article, how you go research, come go find troublemaker like this. Troublemaker like person where they born with trouble, well like trouble, and the election never start to, campaign never start to. What you that thing wanna drop a comment section, forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. After posting that letter, he retweet. Hello, you are welcome to this.
Sid, welcome. Oh. You see what they happen? You see as APC, they fakey up and down. We know them as the fake government. Fake Trump letter. They dance as on to all over Twitter since. Hey, God, I beg go. Hey, now one chance Nigeria enter with this government. Well, lie. This shows this man is a very everything about him is fake. Fraudulent man. God I beg. So they fake, they use AI to fake Trump letter just because they want to get one up on article. Now they are dragging article and saying that article 2 should also submit itself. I said they like we gonna carry on ourselves go America, mona not come back, no concern us. I'm telling you, Buhari even has class. This is just a different. Of course, we know, but people are not letting Bajagate go. They are dragging all over. They are not having it easy. Obedience are more violent than 2022-23. Forget. These ones mean rig and pie. They mean it. Anyway, let me bring the video of Buala I wanted to share earlier. Let me bring it for you people. Let's laugh small. Their tears, they sweet me. Buala has been crying. I don't know why he's crying. I don't know if somebody stole his meat. I don't know. The guy just, they cry. Now wait, though.
Documents. That's it. I format them, upload them to Amazon, and collect royalties every month. No website, no ads, no.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Politics on Sunday. I am Femi Akonde. Nigeria is at a defining crossroads. 3 years into President Bola Tinubu's administration, the government says its bold economic reforms and security interventions are beginning to produce results. It points to improved macroeconomic indicators, renewed investor confidence, increased oil production, infrastructure development, and significant gains in the fight against terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping. Yet, for many Nigerians, the daily reality remains different. The cost of living is still high. Businesses continue to grapple with rising operating costs. Many families are struggling to make ends meet, while insecurity continues to disrupt farming, livelihoods, and economic activities in several parts of the country. Against this backdrop, another conversation is gathering momentum. The race towards the 2027 politics on Sunday. And my guest today is the special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on policy communication, Daniel Bwala. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Well, and it's been a while. We've seen you on different podcasts, holding different interviews, explaining or defending the policies of the Bola Tinubu administration. And we hope you also do likewise here. But, let's start with, the presence or absence of security now. It's increasingly becoming the yardstick by which Nigerians assess the performance of these administration, regardless of improvements in economic indicators or infrastructure. Many citizens still believe that they can't travel safely. A lot of them, farmers, can't go to the farms. There are still issues of insecurity. Now, will you say this administration has genuinely reached a point where Nigerians can say it has turned the corner on insecurity?
Well, thank you for having me. On insecurity, we have made and we're making a very serious progress. And when you say we're at a crossroad, I don't want to subscribe to that. You know, there is this general cliche that is used by the media, you know, as if every day we're in the same situation. If we start looking at one by one the things that this administration under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu has caused to bear, you would see that certainly we were very, very, very ahead of where we were 3 years ago. With specific reference to security, this is the first time in Nigeria's history that the president of the country was able to strengthen ties beyond the African region, where we have a very deep and strong collaboration, not just with the United States, which is evident in the operations we have conducted, counterterrorism, intelligence sharing, training, and everything, but also with other countries of the world, such as the United Kingdom, Turkey, quite a number of countries. And the partnership and agreement that we have reached with these countries goes far beyond just shaking hands. It involves acquisition of what we need, the required arms. In fact, we've gone beyond the just acquisition now to talk about training and the retraining of our people. That's progress. But in terms of operational progress that we've made, you can see, even with this, the abduction that the opposition were trying to sing music with it, you can see we're able to have the children return home to their families. Every part of Nigeria you are hearing, if you look at the Defense Headquarters website, you will see how attempt to kidnap people, sometimes our military personnel repel it and get the people back to their respective homes. If you have a correspondence, and I'm sure you do, I know you do have, there is no part of Nigeria that TBC correspondents are not going by road.
We're everywhere, we go far.
Is evidence that there is peace, as it were, as compared to where we were before today.
Each other up.
But the question is, when you say, can we say we have turned completely away from security?
We have turned the corner.
There is no country of the world that can tell you that they've turned every corner.
Because, you know, the president will say, Nigeria's economy has turned the corner.
Yes.
Can he say that on security?
Yeah, so what he meant by Nigerian economy has turned the corner is that the fundamentals of the economy, which if they are not in shape, the situation would have been more terrible than you imagine. Because what he found when he came was built to send him back. It was not designed for him to govern Nigeria. There was practically nothing. So the economy was not just nosediving, but to the abyss. What he has done so far is to pilot, to change the direction of the economy. So that situation that we consider as critical and life-threatening has been dealt with. We are facing what we call recovery. In the area of security, I would make the case that we've gone even beyond that. Because what we have now is absolute charge of every territory of Nigeria. Forget what the media sometimes publish or what the opposition sometimes say. The kind of success we are having, you have had the Americans recently talk about the progress we have made so far. I hope you know that the second number 2 in ISIS globally, even the Americans over the years have been looking for that person. Through our joint operation, we're able to eliminate that person. Principal officers in ISIS, in ISO, even the bandits, we've eliminated them. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu where he has had to fight a hydra-headed security situation. Apart from the southern border and a little bit of southwest, almost every part of Nigeria is buffeted at the time he came. But we have peace in the southeast. You don't hear sit at home and all those crazy things that were happening before. If you come to the north central, you can see substantial. There was a time in the FCT here, you couldn't even, people come in the daylight and carry people. So there is relative peace and peace enough for people to go about their businesses. In Zamfara, people have started going back to their farms. In Sokoto, they are going back to their farms. If you go to Borno, they are going back to their farms. We've recovered territory. In Borno in particular,
This governor has even gone to the point of taking them back to their places where they were before they brought them back to the island.
Speaking of Borno, but let me first make reference to this kidnapping in Oyo State. For many Nigerians, this is the first time in recent past that we saw of coordinated armed forces, rescue these kidnapped pupils, including their teachers. But there's also a similar situation in Borno State, Askira Uba local government. That happened almost about the same time the Orire pupils were kidnapped. Now, could it be that in Lake Chad, the Lake Chad region and some parts of the northeast are more difficult terrain for the military to operate, because we hardly see hear of so much results, in this part of the country compared to what was achieved in Oyo State?
We are making the right progress. But if you are talking of geographical differences, there'll be a lot of conversation along that line. Because if you look at the Orire matter, it is still within the territorial, it is still within Nigeria. The people were not taken outside Nigeria because Ibadan is inside. What some people, it doesn't apply to Ibadan, but I just want to fondly say, when they say dot in a circle, they're trying to say that town or city is in a place where you're surrounded by neighboring states as against neighboring countries. But in the case of Lake Chad, we share border with another country. And you know that the Sahel is where it has now been adjudged as the ground zero of global terrorism, because it accounts to 51% of the global related terrorism killings. So it is easier for them to operate and run out of the country. And then when they move to another country, that's why we're strengthening our counterterrorism cooperation with this country, because once they leave your territorial border, you cannot chase them into another man's country. But the strengthening of that relationship has been working to the point where these our neighbors are assisting in this counterterrorism effort. The people from Borno and Lake Chad, these people that were kidnapped, they are going to come back. Have faith with government and the leadership of President Bola Tinubu. When we told the Nigerian people that these kids are going to come back to their families, some people thought, no, it is not possible. But they are back to their families. That is what it takes to lead. Leadership is by being honest. Leadership is by being proactive, but also leadership is by being patient. And that is what we have brought in, dealing with the security.
Yeah, you talked about the porous borders and Nigeria's collaboration with neighboring countries. But is this, a credible long-term strategy to defeat terrorism? Because it's not the first time we're seeing this kind of collaboration with neighboring countries. Several collaborations have collapsed, and some did not even yield much.
So then that comes down to how strong is the relationship. It is not one man determining it, it's two countries, right? We have been very supportive to all our neighboring countries. They can tell you that. In fact, Nigeria is so magnanimous to those countries that sometimes the Nigerian people used to complain that why are we giving this, why are we giving that to our neighbors? We're doing that as part of a strategic partnership for strengthening securities in our border. No nation that is responsible will look away from the need to partner with your neighbors. And we've achieved a lot. Chad has helped. Niger has helped. We've achieved a lot. When some of these countries that left democracy and went to the dictatorship, at the beginning we had that friction. But the relationship has been established, restored in a respectable manner. A respectable manner in the sense that they are not actively fighting Nigeria, because that will be consequential. And they are also not promoting terrorism against Nigeria. And where we need to help them, as we have always done, we've been doing that. President Bola Tinubu is one. Remember, he led the ECOWAS. He is one leader that has opened his eyes to the responsibility of helping our neighbors, because we have to accept the fact that we lead in this part of the world.
We have seen several suggestions now about securing our borders. Because not many Nigerians even understand how porous these borders are. When you say we have porous borders, but some people have come up with different suggestions. Recruit men, who would patrol the borders like a border patrol system, just to fend off insurgents or these criminals that cross that are into these transnational crime. And some people have even suggested, fencing most of these areas, especially those areas that are now that have become routes for these terrorists. Is that not something achievable?
It's achievable, but you need more money. It is not something you.
But the government has more money now.
Yes, but America is the biggest economy in the world. In 2016, Donald Trump said he was going to create a border between America and Mexico. He finished 4 years. Did he finish it?
But for them, maybe that's not a priority.
No, that was what he campaigned on.
Insecurity is a major issue in Nigeria.
It was a priority in America.
If fencing these borders or putting the wall across these borderlines, will make Nigerians feel safe. It should be something the government should prioritize.
I am not disagreeing with your point. In fact, government has been working in that direction. But our government is a government that is transparent. We don't come here to make talk without telling you what is realistic. The president has ordered, and I'm sure you must have reported that, the recruitment across all platforms, including departments of state services, when he said they should go to the forest and do work there. Our armed forces are in all these strategic places, right? We also have forest guards. And the president has introduced a lot of initiatives to deal with the border. But the porousness of our border, if you want to appreciate that, all you need to do is to look at the geographical landmass of Nigeria. I mean, it's bigger than some European countries when you combine 2 or 3. It is not a joke. When you look at what they call Sambisa, that borders that starts from Borno, runs through Bauchi, I think about 3 or 5 states. It's more than a country in Europe. It is a serious situation. But what we do in this modern age is to deploy technology where manpower will be limited in number. And that's what the president is investing in. Technological equipment that conduct surveillance and reconnaissance, and then deployment of drones that identify and eliminate. Because if your drone system is only to identify and send signal or information, before you mobilize armed forces to go there, the people would have changed location, because most of these activities in our Sahel, they are mobile, they are nomadic, they are not static, they are not in a place. They go outside that country, they come in. So deployment of technology, and that's what we are committed to doing. If you listen or you check a bit of what, that's what I do every day. I go to the Armed Forces Headquarters website. Only if the Nigerian people, and especially the press, not you, I'm talking generally the Nigerian press, if they can just take their time every day, 20, 30 minutes, devote somebody in that place to look at the Armed Forces website, you will know the progress we are making security-wise. Of course, SSS will not come and be saying we did this, we did that by their very nature. But look at the success that SSS is also bringing in terms of interception, in terms of intelligence gathering, in terms of foiling planned attacks. Some of the intelligence provided by our Department of State Services even help people outside Nigeria. So security-wise, this administration has made marked progress. Were it not for the brevity and the leadership of President Bola Tinubu, let's assume you carry this Peter Obi and put 1 month, he will run out of Nigeria. Of course, he said why there is problem, he will run out of that place. It's leadership.
Yeah, nobody asked about
came in 2023. It got to a point where Russian flag were hosted in Nigeria. It got to a point where people ran to the street without a defined agenda. You thought at the beginning that they were protesting for something. I didn't know all the people that are with Peter Obi now. When they started, they said they are civil liberty, civil society, civil this. All of them are with Peter Obi now. So it is his people who parade themselves as civil society, an NGO.
That's their right to join any association.
But then identify. This is where I like that question. I've been praying for that question. The deception must be out of the way. He has flooded the media houses.
When you say deception, isn't it them trying to hold government accountable?
You see, from the outside looking in, you will appreciate if people are non-partisan, they are holding government to account. Then it will be said the Nigerian people are calling for this or that. Once you identify with a political party's aspiration, and you are calling Nigeria, the President Bola Tinubu, to do this or that, it is well within the rights of the governing party to look at what you're doing and to determine whether it is partisan, which means that you are using that platform.
You see,
but in actual fact, no, you're giving the impression that you are neutral, but in actual fact, you are a member of a political party. We see that in media. Some of their anchors are in TV houses. Every morning they sit that they're analyzing. Nothing that government does that they like. But the day Nigeria makes progress, they are sad.
Mr. Bola, but these are still Nigerians impacted by programs and policies of government.
So I give you a good example. What is it about them jumping up and down, talking about issues that were resolved already? Why wouldn't they accept the fact that there is progress made in the economy? Our own type of opposition here is worse than what you can talk. In America, when they look at England, look at America. If you say we are going to do this and the governing party did it, I mean, decency, say, okay, that's okay. That's
better. The frustration now with President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms, a lot of people say, is because the impact is not widely felt. It's just felt by maybe a small group of Nigerians. I'm not saying the privileged Nigerians. I get it. And several, maybe like the NEL Fund now felt by students, but it's not a wide range of Nigerians in the country of 250 million people. That's why we're hearing this kind of outcry about so much suffering, hunger. So shouldn't we begin to question the mode of implementation?
No. So the fact that majority of Nigerians have not been impacted by the policy.
But do you agree that majority of Nigerians have not been impacted?
I have said it over and over that the population of Nigeria and the resources with which we are implementing policies, it will take time. But what you will appreciate us with is that we are slow, steady, and consistent.
Really?
Now, take, for example, when you say 1 million Nigerians have benefited from the NEL Fund, if we have resources, we will not say 1 million. We'll give 10 million Nigerians, and that means that's a wider coverage. But as a researcher, let me tell you something. You must have heard people talking about survey. You conduct survey to have impression about the generality. Now, in the same way people conduct survey to talk about the problems of the Nigerian people, to say majority are complaining, we, the governing party, also can conduct survey by the impact of this policy to project that the Nigerian people are receiving it. So this NEL Fund, for example, are from the north. The northern Nigeria, people from northern Nigeria benefited from the NEL Fund more than the rest of Nigeria, and the president is not a northerner.
Wow.
That's not this politics thing that this opposition sometimes they push.
Lies.
There is nothing about this policy that we have not taken our times every day to relate to the Nigerian people. So when you talk about the foreign reserve, were it not for the foreign reserve, we would be where we are today. There is no part of our economy, our polity, our politics, and our nationhood that the leadership of President Bola Tinubu has not been able to channel and put. Now,
you talked about the foreign reserve. When the government mentions this as one of its achievements, fair enough. But they say all of this only strengthens the macro economy, which is not a bad thing. But people in the informal sector, the akara sellers, for instance, ordinary Nigerians, people who, are low-income earners, not many of them, can point to the benefits of these macroeconomic
many
gains.
of them are pointing. You see, and that's why I continue to employ the media to go to city. We go to the streets, my brother. Talk is cheap. Leave opposition. We go to the street. Now look at it this way, sir, with the greatest respect. You cited a very good example of the akara sellers. I recently heard a multi-billionaire in Nigeria. She was being interviewed by a foreign journalist. And she said it's a $1 trillion opportunity. Economy. And the people that constitute that economy, 70% are women. These akara sellers, puli moi that you're seeing, apart from this Gen Z, we are the foundation for the training of people who are leaders in this country.
But she also mentioned that that sector is still untapped.
Yeah, it's the same. So the reason is because the opposition are even angry because the first lady said, "This is my contribution to the foundation. My mother sold that can raise us." Plenty of people. It's Gen Z that they are learning how to put 1 naira in gaming and get 1 million that don't know the dignity of labor. That's she said. The lady, the billionaire, said it is a $1 trillion opportunity, provable or unproven, not that it is just talking. And she said 70 to 80% are women. This is what we have a policy regarding the small scale business enterprise. We give loan, we give opportunity and facilities to them.
How accessible are these policies to these people, and how aware are they that there are these opportunities of government grants, loans, and all that they can access? Because sometimes when you go to the streets and speak to them, you hear them saying, "We need government to support us." How is the government supporting them? Where's the meeting point?
So government has been supporting them. If you look at the advertorials from News Agency of Nigeria, every day,
a lot of them don't read newspapers.
But if you are looking for a job, you have to read a newspaper now. You want to sit in your house and come and give you money? You have to go and look for where the opportunity lies. The next one, for example, there are people. The other day I was having a podcast and we're having a Zoom interview meeting, and in the course of the question and answer, one called from Maiduguri. He said himself and 2 of his siblings are right now doing their medicine in the University of Maiduguri, all thanks to the Nelfund program. That man and 2 of his colleagues, they are going to come out as doctors. They are going to contribute to Nigeria. And there are many parts of Nigeria where people are impacted like that. Have you looked at the IT sector? We are bringing revolutionary changes there. So this is my point, sir. This government is committed. If you are looking for opportunity in government, what you do is seek for information regarding that. News Agency of Nigeria, every single day, NTA. But because it is government infrastructure for news dissemination, people rarely watch it as much as where they go and watch another TVs, where it is easy for somebody to come and peddle fake news. But if I'm looking for job, I go look for where they look, where job they. I go find that. I go apply. So we encourage Nigerians to be proactive. This government is doing its best, and the best of this government has been applauded, both locally and internationally.
All right, then let's move on quickly now to some political matters. Mr. Daniel, some observers have noticed that you become particularly animated whenever the conversation turns to Peter Obi and who is the NDC presidential candidate. Now, does that reflect an assessment that he's President Bola Tinubu's principal challenger in 2027?
I wouldn't say, even though I believe that if he gets to the election, he might get more votes than Atiku. Atiku's biggest opportunity would have been to partner with Ashwaji Bola and Tinubu, play some roles.
Not with Peter Obi.
No.
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work. Want to be a part of it? Listen up.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, and I'm.
What I mean, they can never partner now. All the opposition, have you seen them ever partnering? But what we have even asked them, what is your plan? You people have been asking them, have you had any of them has a plan? Let me address.
Maybe it's not yet time to unveil them.
No. Every day when you criticize government policy, offer alternative. That way we say you're opposition. Now look at it from Peter.
So what's your let me use the word now, obsession? With Peter Obi. Yes, attacking Peter Obi.
No, I
call out his obsession for calling out Peter Obi.
So every time his people are the first to talk, the media houses will ask us to react. But you see, the narrative peddled by media, it's as if we wake up from sleep and we are looking for Peter Obi. Peter Obi is inconsequential. If not because the way politics in Nigeria is for anybody, even if already say he wants to be president. So wherever the presidential candidates are gathered, he will be there. That's why Peter Obi is there. If not, Peter Obi is not a match to Ashwaju. All the governors that have governed in Lagos have all done better than Peter Obi. So Peter Obi is not a match. But here is the issue. Why I have been calling on Nigeria to be very serious. Peter Obi introduced into our politics a very dangerous phenomenon. Let me tell you, he's building a movement.
Oh, yeah.
That will be no far different from bandits.
You recognize
the people who call themselves obedient. Do you know right now, in the past 2 days, all over the media, they say I died?
No, but you said that would be similar to bandits. I didn't get that well.
Let me repeat it.
That comparison.
So they are political extremists.
Maybe that's better.
And I'll give you one example. One of them only met with Sheyi Tinubu. They greeted exemplaries and they put the video online. These people wanted to eat him alive. When he called their bluff, Peter Obi flew from Lagos and went and met him. Do you know these people were online abusing him? But when Peter Obi went to meet him, do you know what Peter Obi told him? That it is the opposition abusing him. Obvious identified individual who are very popular online. He has never accepted the responsibility of the conduct of his people. He has always said it is the opposition. He was in Lagos. He broke airport traffic rule. His car was clamped. He said his life was threatened. He went to Europe just a few days ago and said whether the governor of Benue or which state wanted to kill him. Is this honorable?
But members of the opposition, they raised some concerns suggesting that President Bola Tinubu is not in charge of his administration.
Yeah.
You are the president's spokesman. Is he in charge? And does he take charge?
The same president is not in charge of his country.
Well, that's a serious allegation, raised by the opposition.
They are jobless. How can Peter Obi in Lagos?
They've even asked, not Peter Obi now, the ADC, they've even asked the National Assembly, to set up a committee to verify if the president is actually in charge
of the country.
Yes.
Just because they are not in charge of their party does not mean the president is not in charge of his country. In fact, the chargeness, if there's any English word like that, of the president in his affairs of government is the reason why they are surviving in their businesses. Most of them are rent seekers, tax evaders. What are we talking? And now you're talking. Now tell me any part of government the president has not taken a decision on. One thing I can tell you about President Bola Tinubu, the little I know, he is a slow decider on issue.
Not only slow
because he wants to have all the information required to inform his decision. But when he makes that decision, you can hardly fault it.
All right, then you say President Bola Tinubu is in charge. Well, I'm also in charge of my program.
I'm also in charge of where I'm sitting.
Well, at this time, thank you so much for watching this episode of
I beg, let's move on. I got a good laugh out of that. What a useless human being. God forbid. Now, person husband be that one now. Eh? That one go get wife and go, they say, darling. Oh, God forbid. God forbid. Eh? Meanwhile, cyber law, they don't pass them in. Let's quickly go to that first, and then I'll bring these videos up. Okay. Cyber new law has passed. Legal notice. 2025 cyber crimes now in force. The federal government has officially enacted the Cyber Crimes Bill. Okay. Into law, meaning all provisions contained in the Cyber Crimes Prohibition Prevention Acts are now fully enforceable and binding across the country. So if you live in Nigeria, you need to pay attention to this. Everyone, especially online users, content creators, and administrators of digital platforms or social media groups must take note of the following key provisions. Key offenses under Cybercrime Act. 1. Unauthorized access to devices, Section 3. Gaining access to someone else's phone, computer, or digital device without their permission is a criminal offense, punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment. Tampering with data. 2. Section 4. Modifying, deleting, obstructing, or interfering with another person's digital data without lawful authority is illegal, punishable by up to 5 years. 3. Disclosure of critical information, Section 5. Sharing classified, sensitive, or critical information infrastructure with unauthorized persons is a serious offense, punishable by up to 15 years imprisonment. Recording private conversations, Section 10. Recording private discussions without proper authorization, even if you are a participant, violates privacy laws, punishable by up to 2 years. Publishing false or misleading information, Section 19. Spreading fake news or publishing content that is deliberately misleading or deceptive is a criminal act, punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment. 6. Online harassment and abuse, Section 22. Posting content that is rude, vulgar, offensive, or indecent, especially with the intent to embarrass or humiliate others, is an offense, punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment. 7. Inciting ethnic hatred or division. Section 24. All ye bigots, bigots, attempting to provoke ethnic, religious, this one, they try for this one, or tribal hatred through online or offline statements amount to domestic terrorism, punishable by life imprisonment. This one I support, because the bigotry amongst the Ronu APC minions, Yorubas as they are known, Emilo cons, this is what they deserve. Know that if you're an administrator of a WhatsApp group, Facebook, Telegram channel, or any other online community, you can be held liable for the content shared by members if you knowingly allow illegal content to be posted or fail to moderate appropriately. As such, always monitor your groups, enforce community guidelines, and avoid circulating unverified or inflammatory content. Stay legally protected. Hey! Oh my God, we work with the statement. He knows that the lie has caught up with him. I'm telling you, they will not pass laws to punish politicians who steal for where that one still far for them now. Not be now. Now one still far. All right, let's go to some of the videos I shared. Let me quickly wrap up with those videos and we'll call it a day. People are reporting Tulumbu to Donald Trump for the fake letter. So, meanwhile, I'm not going to listen to this.
And now to a story that has Nigeria's history books buzzing. Former DSS Assistant Director Dennis Amakeri has broken his silence in a new book narrating the final moments of the late military ruler, General Sani Abacha, revealing that Abacha died of cardiac arrest during an intimate encounter at the Aso Rock Guest House at approximately 4:05 a.m. on June 8, 1998, in the book titled DSS at 40, My Journey Behind the Shield. Amakeri reveals that he personally interrogated the young woman involved, a pharmacist who fled Aso Rock that night, and her first words to him were unforgettable. She said, "I did not kill him. He died on top of me." He died on top of me, Dr. Abati. I mean, Amakeri's account, directly. Please go ahead. This is a serious story. I mean, I was just about to say that, his account contradicts all of the stories that we have seen, whether he died of an apple and all of those poisoned apples or Indian girls. But he's insisting that the pharmacist's testimony remains the definitive account of what happened that night. Yes.
Okay, very quickly. I'm sure you all know Mr. Dennis Amakeri. Yes. He's been on this show many times, but he recently, I think last month, released a book, the book you are referring to. It's a 344-page book of 26 chapters. And it was in chapter 17 of that book that he talks about the month of death.
Yes.
How, death changed the history of Nigeria. And the main substance is what you have just referred to, where he was talking about the true account of Abacha's death. I think that's from pages 247 to page 257. Now, he was countering the account of Major Mustafa, who had said that his boss died after he had a handshake with a certain foreign official. And about 5 a.m. the following day, he had become sick, and then he died subsequently. And he argues in that book that what Major Mustafa was trying to do was to cover up his boss. But that what actually happened is that General Sani Abacha died on active military duty in one of the guest houses of the presidential villa, because I assumed that whatever he was doing in the guest house would be part of the assignment as commander-in-chief of the armed forces. But the detail is that he had bought an SUV for a girlfriend. Yeah. And then the girlfriend came with her pharmacist sister to go and say thank you to the CEC. And then they were taken to the guest house. Yeah. Then the main girlfriend left. The pharmacy sister, these sisters from hell, I think Mr. Amakeri should have disclosed the identity in that book as a lesson for other women. The pharmacist stayed behind. And then in the course of cocodrie, of active commander-in-chief assignment, she said she noticed that the head of state of Nigeria was no longer breathing.
Yeah.
So she now found a way of escaping from the place. They've got her a car. She said, the head of state said you should give me a car. She went back to Hilton, Transcorp Hilton. And then immediately she got there, she told her sister, by 7 a.m., she was already in an aircraft to Lagos. When she got to Lagos, they discovered later that the head of state had died.
Yes.
Major Mustafa now said, who was the last person with the head of state? So that was when the manhunt began.
Right.
At the time, Mr. Dennis Amakri was Director of Intelligence, Operations and Intelligence at the DSS Command in Lagos. That was how he came into the picture. They went and arrested the woman somewhere around Ojudu or Ogudu. And now he was the person that interviewed her. And that was when the woman said, I didn't kill him. He died on top of me. Interpretation. Head of State General Sani Abacha died on active duty within the proximity of the presidential villa.
What is that? What duty of what?
National assignment.
No, Commander-in-Chief can give himself any assignment. So this is the clarification.
What he's saying,
this is the clarification.
Duty. I'm watching it all. What is the duty?
This is the clarification that Mr. Amakri has given, and that this should lay to rest all these speculations about Apple. That it wasn't Apple.
Yes.
It wasn't handshake.
Yes.
It was a 4:30 a.m. Incident while the head of state Abacha was attending to other urgent matters of state interests.
He died fighting for Nigeria.
Come on, read. This is the DSS. This is his account. At the end of the day, it's his account. But I have a copy of the book, I must say, and I've gone through it. My father was actually in the book too, so I know he actually called me to say that my father's name appeared in the book. So I do have a copy of his book, and I have interacted with Mr. Makary himself. So this is his account, and
exact
it is exactly
I have a copy of the book too. I read it. Please, in honor of the active national service, I salute.
Abacha died on active duty,
national
according
service,
to Dr. Abati.
That's
You see how now they light on up issue. Whenever he's caught lying, he will start deflate. Hey, are you watching what we are watching? I've been another one you did watch. Oh, Buala, you're still on Buala. Okay.
Right. Session for calling out Peter Obi. So every time his people are the first to talk, the media houses will ask us to react. But you see, the narrative peddled by media is as if we wake up from sleep and we are looking for Peter Obi. Peter Obi is inconsequential. If not because the way politics in Nigeria is played, anybody, even Showore say he wants to be president. So wherever the presidential candidates are gathered, he will be there. That's why Peter Obi is there. If not, Peter Obi is not a match to Ashwaju. All the governors that have governed in Lagos have all done better than Peter Obi. So Peter Obi is not a match. But here is the issue. Seriously. Why I have been calling on Nigerians to be very serious. Peter Obi introduced into our politics a very dangerous phenomenon.
Do you understand that? That he introduced a very dangerous phenomenon. Now listen, and I will explain to you what he meant by that dangerous phenomenon. Listen along.
Let me tell you, he's building a movement that will be no far different from bandits. The people who...
He's building a movement that will be no far different from bandits. Though he was lying because he meant something different. Now listen when the interviewer attacked him to recorrect himself. I will explain this thing.
The people who call themselves obedient. Do you know right now, in the past 2 days, all over the media, they say I died?
No, but you said that will be similar to bandit. I didn't get that well. Listen,
Let me repeat it.
That comparison. Don't think
so they are political extremists.
Maybe that's better.
And I will give you one example. One of them only met with Sheyi Tinubu. They greeted exemplisantes and they put the video online. These people wanted to eat him alive. When he called their bluff, Peter Obi flew from Lagos and went and met him. Do you know, these people were online abusing him.
Hold on, he said when he called that Peter Obi flew from London to go and meet him. That's a very big credit to Peter Obi. You know why? It shows that every single person who is in support of this movement matters to him. Let's listen along. We are coming. We'll analyze everything.
That it is the opposition abusing him. Obvious identified individuals who are very popular online. He has never accepted the responsibility.
Do you understand that? When Peter Obi met him, according to Boala, he said it was the opposition that has been abusing him. But it means that Peter Obi has the interest of his followers at heart. He does not want anybody to, lure them into what they are not doing. It's obvious that it wasn't the obedient that was abusing him. The real obedient were not abusing him. They were just correcting him. And the principal himself flew from London to gain a particular person, a supporter, that maybe something went wrong. It shows that Peter Obi cares. Let's listen along.
His people. He has always said it is the opposition. He was in Lagos. He broke airport traffic rule. His car was clamped. He said his life was threatened. He went to Europe just a few days ago and said whether the government of Benue state wanted to kill him.
They did.
Is this honorable?
But members of the opposition, they raised some concerns suggesting that President Bola Tinubu is not in charge of his administration. You are the president's spokesman. Is he in charge? And does he take charge?
The same president is not in charge of his country.
Well, that's now. They don't come up for the topic. They don't come up for that topic. Now, listen to his response. This topic of Peter Obi has ended. Now, they're talking about something different. Now, listen to his response.
Serious allegation, raised by the opposition.
They are jobless. How can Peter Obi in Lagos?
They've even asked, not Peter Obi now, the ADC. They've even asked the national.
They were asking, how can Peter Obi in Lagos? Now the interviewer is saying, it's not about Peter Obi. Listen.
Assembly, to set up a committee to verify if the president is actually in charge
of the country.
Yes.
Just because they are not in charge of their party does not mean the president is not in charge of his country. In fact, the chargeness, if there's any English word like that, of the president in his affairs of government is the reason why they are surviving in their businesses. Most of them are rent seekers, tax evaders. What are we talking? And now you're talking. Now tell me any part of government the president has not taken a decision on.
That everything you've been doing the right thing.
That's right.
Boala and his party are afraid of the OK ticket.
It's so obvious.
Boala understands that something greater and higher is looming.
Yep.
Let me share this video later.
Oh boy. Hey. Okay, 2027.
You also need to be a good follower. In the sense that you must hold. Being a good follower is not about psychopathy. You don't have to praise your leaders if they fail. If they fail, call them out. Tell them, yes, I voted for you, I don't like what you're doing. May hold them accountable. Talk, speak, shout if you need to.
Let's move forward. This one, no. Let me see. This one, not be this one I meant to play. Yeah, Moku listen to.
District at Palace, Adamawa. Palaces. Ondo State.
More than that they give
Akuba,
traditional leaders money.
200 million. Malabu District at Palace, Adamawa, 140 million. Federal Institute of Industrial Research, Oshodi, 270. Ogun State. Master Strategies. National.
Actually, let me go to his channel and pull this up. Instead of I need to don't answer. Let's see. I need that breakdown. Aha, there we go.
Food done. Another food. Una know what they go on. They say they embedded a lot of projects for 2026 budget. You know what they is sat like this. Renovation and building of 106 palaces across Nigeria. This one able they shocking. Say they won't use Nigeria money to renovate palaces for kings and queens across Nigeria. Now when election they approach, wait be that. Una don't ever hear any government or administration or regime, military or civilian, where they renovate palaces. But you know the most shocking thing for this matter? Now they say, you go see say the agency where they use, if they talk about Ibadan. But this Ibadan agency, they build palace for Ondo or for Niger Delta. You go see another one say, now Rivers. Now the agency supposed focus. If they build palace for Edo State, you go see one for Ondo. They build one for Niger. The more they look, your face go they rotate. This country, God, why you carry me on this place? See, new telegram. 2026 budget. LG allocate 22.15 billion for World War VI Palace project. Now this organization, they be like tracker. Now come go check them. Tracker say they enable citizens to collaborate, track, and give feedback on public projects in their community. Say the way where they help the country they develop and to track projects across the country. Tracker is a project by Budget IT or Budget IT NG. So we check them up for S. These are the accompanying documents where they put. I go break everything down. See them? Now see them? All these ones where they see so. For instance, go say here, Federal Cooperative College Ibadan. Now in the Ado waiting day Ondo State. So you go say this one where they Plateau State, National Veterinary Research Institute, BOM, Plateau State, the Ado Palace for Edo State. You know, shock you. You gonna do like this. Why did they hide that like that? So this country, Nigeria. Oh my God. They enter this country. In Jamaica. Sahara reporters outrage as Tulumbu-led Nigerian government allocate 22.50 billion to build, renovate 106 palaces nationwide. Go use Sahara reporters report. They base their research on tracker. So go follow Sahara reporters. Go break her down from where the Sahara wrote. Okay? We'll start. 1. The main revelation. A comprehensive examination of the budget records by Sahara reporters reveal how federal agencies were weaponized to execute localized palace projects across various states. The federal government of Nigeria earmarked 22.50 billion for the construction, renovation, and furnishing of 106 royal palace buildings spread across different parts of the country. The report now? The extensive review was based on the 2026 budget document released by the Public Accountability Organization Tracker on Wednesday, July 22, 2026. Now, today, they carry trading news. Now, they analyze. Okay? As you can see, 11 projects have no identified locations. You know, if you say, Ide Ibadan, Ide Lugo, Ide Sokoto. Oh boy, no wonder they share rice because you will recover the money. Jesus, my investment to political investors. The review exposed widespread accountability loopholes. Out of the palace allocations, 11 palace projects worth a combined 5.85 billion have no identified physical locations. This makes it impossible for members of the public to properly track the projects, to know whether they do one or they don't do one, or conduct meaningful oversight. You know, if you track them, they're invisible. Now, witches are wizards, they handle them. This country can never go forward like this. For me, they say Nigeria no get money. Say now because of our population. They say Qatar and UAE, they get oil, but they get small population. That is the problem of Nigeria. Say our population too much. Evil people. But it cannot cost you. Evil people, evil. Wicked people, wicked in our population, they cause corruption, they cause looting, witches and wizards. As they plan for this country, God will plan for you. Wicked people. Number 3, the implementing agencies have no mandate to build palaces. There is no constitutional provision for them. Anything they do, you should have constitutional right. Freedom of speech, you go find out for constitution. Freedom to born, to live, is their constitution. But you don't pick by yourself, is their constitution like that. So these agencies, when they use, they don't get the constitutional right. And the lawmakers, when they say, now they write law, for them to even respect Nigeria's small self, say, this is not the constitution, we could change them before we give them this duty. No, because they don't really send anybody. A total of 45 ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, were assigned to execute the palace project. However, none of the 45 MDAs has the legal or statutory mandate to construct royal palaces or related structures. Total impunity, no regards for rule of law. These people, they arrest criminals, they arrest offenders as new. Instead, the federal government routed the project through or related institutions. What we say, they no supposed get output. You will see cancer research unit, they construct palace. Oh, I don't know whether people even did this institution. No, say that they use their name set, including research institutes, agricultural colleges, science and technology agencies, specialized health facilities, employment and productivity agencies. These arrangements bypassed standard procurement scrutiny, major palace allocations by agencies, one after the other. Federal Cooperative College, Ibadan, okay? One of the agencies where they use, see what they give them, may they add. The Federal Cooperative College, Ibadan, under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, was assigned first project, 2.661 billion. With this project code, renovation of community halls and palaces in selected central communities in FNRP, Lagos, Ibadan, the Ado Lagos project. Number 2, 350 million. This is the project code. Palace projects across 6 local government areas in Ekiti South. Third one, 210 million. This is the code. Palace project in Odo State. Number 5, Sheda Science and Technology Complex, Abuja, the Ado project too. Waiting, they give Sheda Science and Technology Complex, Chesco, Abuja to Ado, where they order the Federal Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. Mukusi, they gave them 1.54 billion with this project code for the modernization and furnishing of selected national heritage palaces in communities across Nigeria. Very big. That's so big. No address, nothing. Nigeria Building and Road Research Institute, Lagos. They also gave them something to do. The Nigeria Building and Road Research Institute, NBRRI, Lagos, was allocated palace projects worth a combined 3.92 billion. Oloye Palace, Ekiti, 1 billion. Project code, construction of pavilions and provision of solar power at Oloye Palace in Eyi, Ekiti. Una one of the Fed bad governance. Also, this money they reach now too.
No, yeah.
B, Ojo Palace Hall, Lagos, 525 million. Project code, construction of a palace hall at Ojo, Lagos. Construction, whether they need a more, I don't know. C, Itire Ikate Palace Project, 337.30 million. This is the code. Palace project at Itire Ikate. D, that is 4. Agbana of Isalu Palace, Kogi State, 350 million. This is the code. Palace project for the Agbana of Isalu in Kogi State. Another one, Olugide Central Palace, Ogidi, 350 million. Project code, Palace project for the Olugide Central Palace in Ogidi. F, Otuja Palace, Ekiti, 175 million. Project code, Palace project for the Otuja Palace in Ikole, local government area, Ekiti State. This one, G, Otosho of Agbashi Palace, Nasarawa State, 140 million. Project code, this, Palace project for the Otosho of Agbashi Palace in Nasarawa State. 7, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria. The Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria was designated to add 70 million. With this code, the allocation was for the completion and furnishing of Olu at the Palace of Ikire Ade, Akiri Palace in Ekiri Ade, Obara Kaba Palace, Olujumo Palace in Iyara, Kogi State. National Institute for Hospital and Tourism. National Institute for Hospitals and Tourism. See, they also have some projects. National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism. The National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism was allocated 700 million with this code for palaces and offices in Pashing, Kanke, Kanan Federal Constituency, Plateau State. The National Horticultural Research Institute, Ibadan. Let's say all these research centers, they don't get anything where they need to say. We'll just use them.
They don't get.
The National Horticultural Research Institute, Ibadan, was assigned 3 palace projects. Emirs palaces in Niger State. Remember, say, this is the way, Ide Ibadan. So they are going to Emirs palaces in Niger State, or are they in Abuja, or whatever ministries, but they say na Ibadan be, so we take up concern with Niger State. For this ones, Emirs palaces in Niger State, 560 million with this code. For Emirs palaces in Zobi, Niger State. B, Esu Nupe Palace, Bida, 350 million with this code. For the Esu Nupe Palace in Bida. Obukun Oriade Palace project was 75 million with this code. For a palace project in Obukun Oriade, Osun State. 10, Nigeria's third product research institute, Ilori. So Nigeria's third products research institute. Product where they store. The research is where they charge. Where they already see what they assign for them they do. The Nigeria's third products research institute, Ilori, captured 2 palace allocations. Palace houses in the Niger Delta.
The loot itself makes sense.
595 million with this code for palace houses in the Niger Delta. But see the location or the state where this one. B, Olu Bede Central Palace, Kogi, 210 million with this code for the Olu Bede Central Palace in Ijumu Local Government Area, Kogi State. 11, Federal Cooperative College, Oji Rivers. The Federal Cooperative College, Oji River, was assigned 3 palace projects. 1 in Odo State with this amount, Odo South. Another one in Delta State with this amount, Delta State. Emir Palace in Shunga, this amount for the palace in Shunga. See what it is. They are now into palace construction. Manji Deledende. 400 million with this code to construct traditional rulers' palaces in Orok and Nam local government area, Ibo State. Industrial arbitration panel, the get work. The industrial arbitration panel was assigned 369.46 million for an internal access road and palace road in Oyo local government area, Kwara State. 14, Border Communities Development Agency. This an agency that is into border communities. See what they give them, 350 million with this code for palace of the district head of Panko. 15, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security headquarters. Civil servants, they do like this. Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security headquarters captured 2 palace allocations in Kwara South. First allocation 350 million. Project code this for palaces in Kwara South. Ibu Abacha or Buhari time we no see support. Now when this government come out, we understand what they happen.
I'm telling you, can't even know.
Too much to do? Let Gemini in Chrome handle it. Let's start here.
Second allocation. Now see, I'm gonna see another tire. See another one. Federal College of Land Resources Technology, Kuru Jos. Una see amu. Also na Sabiri, na riba na sefu. Kuru Jos, 350 million. Una see amu na for palace. And I they say the palace do. Another one, Koko Research Institute, Ibadan.
Okay.
So, Koko Research Institute, Ibadan was assigned 3 projects. Say, a mosque and palace in Oyo State. This amount for mosque and palace in Oyo State. Okay. And no say another state go join her. For the Ekulise Oba Palace in Ondo State, 210 million. Another 210 million. Project in Obuku, Uriade, Osun State. This one, Federal College of Horticulture, Dadin, Kowa, Gombe. Where on the Ado on our own. Which palace they give on our own and do? Okay, 280 million for Gombe. Okay, this one, District S Palaces in Yamatu, Deba, 200 million. Okay, this one, Balaga, Baleri, 140 million. 19, National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency. When I work to do, which one they give una? Because it's the time to build palaces. So for Ezi, Odani, Ezi, Odu, and Odoluku of Elelewo in River State, 280 million. Okay. Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development headquarters. Una get palace, una no be just still around and no give una palace. Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development headquarters, 280 million. They say palaces in Kuje, Amuwo, Lagos State, and Alawe, Ekiti. Energy Commission of Nigeria. Energy Commission of Nigeria. The Energy Commission of Nigeria was assigned to 50 million project for a palace all at Awu, Osun State. National Productivity Center. All the people read all these courses, for research. When I go start to bad driving, they know send now. When I go start bricklayer work, they don't give up. Our leaders, they don't give up on the country. They don't say nothing good will come out. Otherwise, which one may I talk? The National Productivity Center captured 6 palaces projects. For this one, 224 million. Ogun State. This one, 140 million. Ogun State. This one, 210 million. Kogi State. Palaces. Ondo State. Another one, 210 million. This one, Akugba. Akoko, 200 million. Malabu District Health Palace, Adamawa, 140 million. Federal Institute of Industrial Research, Oshodi, 270. Ogun State, Master Strategies, National Veterinary Research.
Master Strategies now.
Master Strategies. This one, I don't state to 210 million. Chad Basin, River Basin Development Authority. This one, 200 million. For solar street lights at my Gudi Palace, Yobe State. Master Strategies.
Yep.
Oh boy. National Institute for Cancer Research and Treatment. Cancer Research and Treatment too. Okay, 200 million. It's when they go renovate District S palaces in Gudu, Tangaza, Sokoto State. Master Strategies. Nigerian Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research. Well, now all of the study of this course is said, they don't sell now. They don't give up on Nigeria. We want to go find Queen and they do. They don't give up. 175 million for solar modules for palaces in Ijumu, Kababunu, Kogi State. They don't sell now. Lower Niger River Basin Development Authority. Nothing where Kosan River for you. 175. They made them go straight. Go construct palace or for Ikire. They don't really send what they do. They don't know what they do for the office. National Directorate of Employment. You know,
of course, that's why they remain silent.
They made them go straight.
They collect
palace for
I don't consider they need to gather people.
National Center for Technology Management. Technology, you say technology. Now China, they do technology now. We don't hand over to them. We don't need development. So if they do electrical and mechanical, all those things,
I mean, they're quiet, greedy old people, greedy old farts.
What's that family? They say me they go, people want to take care of now something. They say me they go build palace for Osogbo. Niger Delta River Basin Development Authority.
The only traditional leader when
they say me this one say they give them 150 million, but they run straight. They don't look back.
Only one
that palace, go build palace. This one Federal College of Veterinary and Medical Laboratory Technology. Bomb. The bomb is here. I think please to Abi. I don't know. They say this one say who send medical lab tech. I beg. We get lab for UK and America. How they go now? I beg. Wanna take 140 million? Go help Emir Palace. Wanna go work on Emir Palaces and the mosque where they Bini, Gwari, Giwa, Kaduna State. Wanna run go there. Nobody send what they do for there. What be lab technology? Small and medium enterprises development agency. Small and medium enterprises. SMEC. Who send SMEs? We just need to go do 140 million. Wanna run go Delta State. Go build palace for there. For this one, Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Dawana, people where they crazy. You know the streets, we the concern person. I beg you, so they discuss. They really said, hey, what did they give them? They go do stuff. Don't be, maybe they take this amount to go do research on mental health too. You see, Nigeria get mental health. They are strong. Go send them. They say they go do what they said. Okay, to construct and renovate palaces, but no location and no location. Now that's okay. Now, why the allocations have generated outrage? Nigerians' fiscal deficit. We don't get money. The revelation generated fierce outrage among public policy experts because the palace projects were included at the time when the 2026 budget suffers from this amount, 31.45 trillion fiscal deficit. Now remember, say yesterday, lawmakers they say where the money they go. Why not they implement budget? Where not they see where the money they go?
Some people say welcome. They did not go
at the same time. Every day Nigeria
that money they go collect
severe economic hardship on motorable roads, dilapidated healthcare facilities. Sahara reporters drop this report. Constitutional responsibility. Critics pointed out that other Nigerians' constitutional framework, traditional institutions fall under the responsibility of state and local government. Community level infrastructure also falls under the responsibility of state and local government. These responsibilities do not belong to the federal government. Okay? Taka questions federal government's priorities. Taka questioned the National Assembly and the presidency in its public post on X, waiting they talk. At a time of rising debt and limited fiscal space, should the federal government fund projects that are largely local in nature, while state and local governments constantly exist to address many community level needs? Now, state and local governments will do this work. What do you call concern federal government? What do they look for palaces? Now they talk, okay? Traka explained that the issue was not about whether traditional institutions were important. Nobody say whether traditional institutions they important or they don't important too. Nobody that way they talk also. According to the organization, this is not about the importance of our traditional institutions. It is about ensuring that public budget reflects constitutional responsibilities, institutional mandates, and Nigerians' development priorities. Tracker added, the federal budget should not become a vehicle for financing projects outside the constitutional and statutory responsibilities of the institutions implementing them. Okay. 38. Allegations of constituency, party, and political patronage. Public affairs analysts argue that inserting local palace construction projects into the budgets of cancer research institutes, agricultural boards, science agencies, health institutions, other or related federal agencies is a classic tactic used by federal lawmakers to insert constituency party into the federal budget, siphon public funds, reward political cronies, disguise the steady and support for traditional rulers. Central questions raised by the investigation. Why is a cancer research institute renovating traditional rulers' palaces? Why are agricultural research institutions constructing and furnishing royal buildings? Why are science, veterinary, employment, and oil spill agencies executing palace projects? Why do 11 projects worth 5.85 billion have no identified physical locations? How can citizens track projects when their locations are not disclosed? Why is the federal government financing projects considered the responsibility of state and local governments? These are the questions that they raise. Why are the agencies without statutory mandate being assigned billions of naira in palace construction projects? Why is 22.50 billion being committed to 106 palace projects? Why the country faces 31.45 trillion fiscal deficit, poor roads, severe economic hardship, and deteriorating healthcare facilities? Another one, they say they even assign 8 billion for mosques and churches. This one, if I get time, I go do one for my second channel, the one other extra. In the history of Nigeria, I mean, they talk so, I don't come up from Sarah reporters. Have you ever seen any government or administration deliberately building or renovating churches, mosques, royal palaces on this scale before? Especially when we say election they approach, they understand that these institutions are the engine rooms of communal influence and control. Now they control people. Now they influence them. They threaten. Now fear at the sea. Fear say we no perform. We settle everybody where they control the people. Build houses for judges. Many things we'll never see before since the independence of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Imagine a government renovating your palace just a few weeks or months before an election. Would you not feel indebted to that government? Would you not support it and even confront members of your community who refuse to support the re-election of that government? Master strategist. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, bang 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 bang.
Hey, Oriyami, thank you very much.
What do you think? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank
you. Donors are not well, but lie. All of us not well for that country again. Oriyami, thank you so much. Una, remember this guy? They don't go arrest him.
Ismaila Ibrahim Kaigama. They arrested him yesterday.
I don't know if you guys remember the guy. This guy was one that rescued some kidnapped children. I think is this in Borno or somewhere, right? Now go see as it bringing people come out when security agencies can't claim him. The guy can't come out, can't debunk them. They don't go arrest the guy. Apparently, he gave an interview on Channels News. Mukuna, listen.
Nigerians, so the DSS don't arrest Bosnia Youth President Ismaila Ibrahim Kaigama. They arrested him yesterday. Bosnia, the Borno South Youth Alliance, and the president be Ismaila Ibrahim Kaigama. So they arrested him yesterday after he go channel television, go make some kind of revelation there. So they can't come in house yesterday. You know the story. If they hide them, the English have had it. They bring them out. The federal government of bandit media no go tell on these things. But like I always tell you, I got your back. As a hider, Alhaji go bring them out. So they come there, go fetch them, carry and go. They just say we no go see him. We don't see him. So I say I can't tell now. So now they find this guy, he did with DSS. They came to his house around 3:40. That is 20 minutes to 4. 20 minutes to 4. Yesterday's day, the 22nd of July, 2026. They come here with 2 healers, and then also DSS food the healers. They carry them, say they carry and go for interrogation and an investigation. I don't know. So you know, say for this video, this guy makes so many revelation.
Yeah.
According to him, for this video, for this channel television where he go, he say the government pay Boko Haram 5 billion for the release of those Borno children. Remember those children where army release that and say they don't release 300 and something children where they say they don't rescue. So this guy say the government paid 5 billion for those children, but the Boko Haram only received 1.9 billion. Now they don't release all the children. They release only 300 and something, 369. Now they release instead to release all of them, because the money where they come, the Boko Haram hand now 1.9 billion instead of 5 billion. According to him, he say the mediator between Boko Haram and the government now Ali Ndume.
What?
Now the thing they everywhere. They
Ali Ndume.
It's not Ali Ndume. So the government pay Ali Ndume 5 billion to give them. This is what he said.
Okay.
So he can't say now where the 3.1 billion come day, because the Boko Haram call him say broski, we agreed 5 billion. This would send only 1.9 billion. So they're not going to release the whole children. They release only 369. So they ask where the remaining 3.1 billion. So after I make this kind statement for that, you know, say, channel television pick well. So DSS don't go pick them. May they go ask them some questions on top of that. Make a leave and make a watch the video again on that particular statement we him make. And the video be this. You could watch.
Let me quote and make it clear: ransoms was paid. Keep it aside. We know that. Yes, of course. Ransoms was paid in billions. Around 5 billion was released.
By who?
Well, you want to call it the federal or state government, but ransoms were released. Now, those ransoms...
Was it by the federal government or by the state government?
You could put it as state government, federal government collaboration, because if there is a lot of outcry from the people, bring our people, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, sorry to say, I'm not a political supporter or anything of anybody, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is innocent. In anything you see in security, state government are the ones orchestrating and making money out of this whole insecurity stuff. Now, when those monies was almost paid, Senator Ali Dume, I quote again, Senator Ali Dume, according to what they told me, and I have evidence to back that, they said there is a media person that calls himself a media person, a second mediator. He is them Senator Ali Dume, and government person. They told us to communicate with him. It is only through him that monies will be paid. Monies will not be paid through anybody because he is their in-house mediator. Do you get what I'm saying? If terrorists are able to tell you that there is an in-house mediator for government, that monies will be paid only through him, what happens next? I told them, look, go ahead, do the mediations with him, release our people. That is all I want. They said it is fine. Normally, we don't cross who we started with, but we will do it since you decide you are fine with it. They went ahead, they made the mediations, they received ransoms. Now, later, they complained to me that the ransom they received was 1.9 billion, whilst 5 billion was released. Where is the 3 billion 100 million specifically? Who was the mediator sent in? They said it was a Senator Ali Dume mediator. So where are the monies? I have been speaking about this for a long time. You don't see DSS bringing in, okay, let's bring in these people. Let's see, let's investigate, let's get facts together. You don't see NSA saying anything. At a specific point, I try reaching Nuhu Ribadu. In every aspect, he says my call, he does not pick. Because at a specific time when the conversation started, I got his number through the same Senator Ali Dume, but when mediations and all the process was on and set, monies was about to be paid, the conversation just cut all of a sudden.
Oh, una they hear now money that they give to kidnapper, they don't tell Nigerian lives to kalu. Hey, God, I beg.
That they didn't know about this padding in this budget. These lawmakers would tell me that they didn't know about this padding in this budget. Everything from these lawmakers have been fraud. Tax law, fraud. Budgets, fraud. Everything, fraud. They know. Oji, the question you should ask yourself is, why is it that church project went to Bende? Who is from Bende? That's the question you should ask, Oji.
Yeah.
Why is that the mosque project went to Zaria? Who is from Zaria? You think they don't know? You think it's today they've been padding these budgets? Everything, fraud. Rubber stamp assembly, fraud. But Shebi, when we asked one of them yesterday, he started campaigning for President Tulumbu. You think they don't know? He said, I don't have details on it. All I just want to say is that President Tulumbu has done very well. We know. But look at it, Oji. So it's a systemic pattern. Oji, the question we should ask is, the reporting is not even complete here, because what about the ones they hid that you will never see? Oji, Ministry of Livestock was seen building projects, church projects. Most of the parastatal were seen doing one constituency project or the other. Oji, till date, 8.8 trillion. If not because of our World Bank, we will not know that extraordinary spending was made. 8.8, they've not given us line by line item today. They will put these things in the budgets. The sad part, Oji, is that they're not even funding it. If they were funding it, we would say that the budget is moving. Yesterday, that's why I was talking about the Taiwo Ideli or something. The video that is there, how Mungunu was threatening Senator Mungunu that you are not been funding us. 2025, not funded. So they put this thing, they line it out, they take it out of our budget. This is the discrepancy that has been going on. There are many they have hidden there that you don't know. That's why I say the budget, fraud. Anything that goes through them, fraud. What's it called? The tax law today, we don't even know the one to believe. Till today, the Senate said, we will look into the matter and investigation about the one they released and the one. Has the Senate giving you a report today? Has the House giving you a report today? So people representing the people. Oji, next year we'll talk about this issue again. You remember when we were talking about budget padding? Since the time of Jubrin, we were talking about budget padding. How many years is that? That's close to 5-10 years. And they will padding it. They will pad it. They will pad it again next year. They are already padding the one for next year. Oji, you didn't even talk about the World Cup. World Cup. They had World Cup that we didn't go into the budget.
Every elite for Nigeria, if they are called elite, none of them hand pure. All of them thieves. Your government or your elite, to all of them thieves, Jankoliko. And they be. Okay. Let's see. Parallel facts. While Nigerian hospitals' education sector remain underfunded, U.S. lawmaker Ted Cruz says Tinubu hasn't stopped paying American lobbyists taxpayers' money to defend failure. So they are aware. They know what is going on. Anyway, let's move forward. Peter Obi is asking for extension of voter exercise of people so that people can get their PVCs, the voter registration.
Secretary Waltz, thank you for your leadership on Nigeria. You are one of the few people I know who was deployed there to try to help protect those who are being slaughtered, including the Christians. Yes, Muslims get killed too if they speak out. Christians get targeted because of the infidels, and the radical Islamic belief is you deserve to die. And whether it be Boko Haram, ISIS West Africa, or the Fulani, we need to do more. And you have taken the lead on that. And you might want to speak to that if you would, because I think Nigeria is one of those cases where if the government gets serious, and I mean really serious, they can come off the CPC designation, but do so by murdering it. I yield.
Well, thank you, Representative Smith, and thank you for your long history of taking these issues on and actually getting out there on the ground to see them firsthand rather than opining from DC. And I will say, I have to give credit where credit's due. Secretary Guterres has taken on the issue in a meaningful way of not just peacekeepers, but it's often local vendors being paid by the UN who are conducting this type of abuse. On Nigeria, yes, we are taking the persecution of Christians very seriously. I have to say, I did not have Nicki Minaj on my dance card, but to have her with her global following at the UN to put a spotlight on this issue was a real honor. And I think it's one of the things the UN can do well in terms of having that global platform and having the entire world right there in New York. And we've seen the Nigerian government move as a response to the president's attention, our attention, her attention, and others on the issue. They're cooperating with us more than they were on counterterrorism. They're cooperating in terms of their security force capacity. They still have some work to do, frankly, in terms of the Sharia law that is in place in many of these local provinces. And make no mistake, churches are being burned, pastors are being executed, people are being arrested literally for just wearing a cross around their neck. And the Christian religion is the most persecuted religion in the world right now. And this administration, and I as its representative at the UN, are taking it incredibly seriously in every action that we can.
That they drag Tinubu like I better pass my neighbor generator. This lobby company when Atiku pay for, they say may they release all the what do they call them? The drug trafficking case against Tinubu. Plus the fake letter when they bring come out with chat GPT. I mean, hey God. Okay.
State police. It would be remiss if I don't ask you about state police. Do you believe or support the idea of community or state police as it's been championed now by the federal government?
A lot is happening, Mr. Bibweze.
Yeah, because the whole idea is stupid. Look, ask yourself, what exactly, and this is a basic philosophical question that you use to test policies. What exactly is the problem for which state police is the solution? Ask yourself, what is that?
Because crime and criminalities are local. So you need policing at the local level.
Very good.
To address
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Now, ask yourself, why is the current police not addressing it?
No, the national police we run, number one, they don't have the numbers. Number two, poorly kitted, poorly funded. And all of
Okay,
those.
let me remind you, almost every 5 to 10 years, there is always a commission for police reform done by a former IG. I've known about 3, and there may be more than that. That of Kumasi, that of MD Yusuf, that of, I think even recently, I don't remember the names of the former IGs. But these things have not been implemented. If you do state police now, I'll tell you what's likely to happen. You know, some of the states have done this vigilante, right? I mean, state vigilantes to support the same thing that you are saying. In my state, I understand from my relatives, for 6 months, some of these people have not been paid. And they are there with the gun, with the training, with the uniform, and they have no money. So they've become the new frontier of crime. Is it what you want us to repeat? What guarantee do you have? Even as IG, we are struggling to make sure that the president does not appoint the IG. It's the parliament that will appoint it through a process. This has been, this has not worked. You think the state governors will allow someone to to appoint the head of the police for them? So they will choose a thug who will do their thuggery. Why do we want to repeat what we have already seen? It's not. The time is not ripe. And I think the philosophical foundation of this idea itself is faulty. Because we can fix the police. We haven't done so. And I can see what's likely to happen. I'm worried. But I don't support the idea.
We'll come back another time and examine this critically. Doctor, do you think this INEC, can conduct fair and fair election? The current INEC.
No, let my teeth come on. How? I don't understand.
It's a tricky question because there are good people in INEC and there are terrible ones in INEC that receive instruction. And INEC itself is in a turmoil, struggling Those who want to do things right are stamping their foot, and those who are agents of government are getting the encouragement from government to do what they are doing. And we can see it from the in connivance with the laws and the litigations. My party, the SDP, suffered a lot. They have had to go to court, Supreme Court, I think twice, and a lot of it. So there are lots of worries about whether really INEC can do that. Now, the important thing is I think that the head of INEC should know that his responsibility is not to the government that appointed him, is to the Nigerian citizens. And if he makes the mistake of thinking that by prodding or doing what the government wants, he will have a good end, then he's making a very big mistake. I would say that there is a lot of things to be worried about, the way INEC is conniving with courts and denying parties their slots to upload their this and that. And there are all the evidence, if you like, of political interference with INEC. It's still time for him to extract himself from what we all see happening to come out. If he doesn't, until the campaign starts and the elections, then whatever happens to that government is going to happen to him. It's going to happen to INEC. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know the future, but I'm worried looking at what has happened in other countries around the world.
The northern region was credited with almost over 60% of the votes that put President Tulumbu in office. Does he still have that following in the north?
Well, ask the north then.
I'm asking the north here. I'm asking a major leader of northern Nigeria. Does President
just look at the songs that the young people have designed. I mean, everything is pointing to the fact that the North has never been as angry with any government like this particular government. Oh, people are abusing, this government daily and praying against it. So I don't think, and they know that. I'm sure they know that. I'm waiting to see how the campaigns are going to be done, because then people are going to react.
But
I know people are not just the North, the whole country is angry.
Shettima has been chosen again as running mate. Isn't that cheering news for northern Nigeria?
It's not, because since he has been the vice president, what has he been allowed to do except to do condolences or to attend a few things? So what is there? I think it's a shame really for the president, to be treating his vice president the way he did.
Do you have any fears, Doctor? Any fears of President Tulumbu's continued or elongation in office beyond, if he wins in 2027, and then he's supposed to terminate in 2031, 4-year terms? Do you fear he may stay beyond?
He's not going to stay beyond. Nothing will make.
I don't fear, because the country is not going to allow him to.
Bam!
You think so, sir?
Thank you.
I was a veteran of fighting the Obasanjo
third term.
Obasanjo was in a much stronger position.
Yep.
Oh yes, the National Assembly today is not the same National Assembly that we were there. But even then, I don't think the country will accept it. I don't know what's going to happen. But you see, I mean, there is a limit to thuggery. There's a limit to stealing.
Yes.
There's a limit to irresponsibility.
Yes.
There's a limit to recklessness.
Yes.
Let them do whatever they want to do. Let them kill some of us who are out, speaking. But they will not get what they want, because it's not in the human nature for things to continue deteriorating without people reacting. They will react. I don't know how, I don't know when, but you cannot continue doing, messing up, people, and then, think that everybody will sit down and keep quiet.
No.
If you think the people who are out there making problems, you think they are doing problems, making things difficult for you, and you want to eliminate them. Yes. Let's see if you are going to get what you want.
Exactly.
Are the opposition doing enough, your views? Some have said by dividing themselves, unable to come together, the opposition.
No, I told you that the opposition, for me, should wake up to a more serious responsibility. How can they work together to stop this mess? I'm worried that some of them are actually looking forward to an opportunity to do exactly what this government is doing. I know them enough to say so, and they are in the opposition, so I don't expect them. But I know that within the opposition, there are people and groups that are genuinely looking for an opportunity to fix this country. Now, those that are in that category should be able to come together. They should be able to merge their candidature. They should be able to do whatever it takes to work together so they can salvage the country.
Can, realistically, Doctor, final question, can President Tinubu still be defeated in 2027?
He has already defeated himself.
Bam.
Because he has not offered anything to warrant a re-election.
Bam.
What has he offered? I'm genuinely looking for what is it that I can say. But I can count a dozen terrible things that this government has brought. So really, I don't see. Of course, he can rig the election. He must be good at doing that. So let's see what's going to happen. Yes, they will pay poor people money. They have already started paying money to the clergy, to the ulama.
Oh, really? Traditional leaders.
I've received reports from people.
Yep.
Some have been paid just to keep quiet, not necessarily to campaign.
Not to talk.
You know? So it's easy, right? If you don't say anything, just take this money and just keep quiet.
Just keep quiet.
Right? So maybe, but you see, you can't continue doing the wrong things and still hope to succeed. It's not.
It doesn't
It's not
work.
in the nature of life itself.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you can't be feeding and poisoning your body and hope to live long.
Bam.
Right?
Bam.
And therefore, the time will come. You know, so I don't think defeating him is a problem. He has already defeated himself in a democracy,
Yep.
in a proper democracy.
Thank you very much, sir. May they know.
Food done.
This is
That they didn't know about this padding in this budget.
this is okay. Oriyami, come and enjoy this one. There's a TikTok I found. Is the person, the host of the show, was a former Yoruba Nation person. She was doing it with her heart. Like, yeah, let's not, since we can't save the whole country, let's focus on Yoruba Nation. The work that woman is doing to decapitate APC, the way they grind APC minions to powder. Oh my goodness, I dey enjoy them. That's my new guilty pleasure right now. That woman, they do work. The way she decapitates, like on my phone, like this, they go. Anyway, let me not talk too much. Let's listen. Sorry, to those that don't understand Yoruba, Joema Binu.
100% honest. Do you know ìran olè làwọn eléyìí ìran olè tó bá rí ìran olè ẹ náwó.
Let me start.
Wọ́n wá gbé tí wọ́n ti rán ọmọ ọlọ́jà nìyẹn. Ọjà kí ló ń tà? Kí ló ṣe jọ́ lórí ọlọ́jà? Kí ni ìwúlò ẹ̀? Let's be 100% honest. Do you know ìran olè làwọn eléyìí ìran olè tó bá rí ìran olè ẹ náwó. Òun ni ẹ ẹni tí ẹ mọ̀ tá à mọ̀ orúkọ ẹ̀. Báwọn kan máa sọ́ọ̀sì wá ní kíní kan kí lẹ́ ń pè Ṣàngó tẹ̀dó àbí kí ló ń porúkọ ẹ̀. Wọ́n á tún fún lórúkọ èmi àwẹ̀dá kan wọ́n á tún pè ní orúkọ kan àti ní Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu acclaimed orúkọ tó ń ṣe orúkọ ẹ̀ ẹ máa gbá wẹ̀dá ẹ máa gbá bí àfogbó figbó ṣeré àbí kíní kan ṣé orúkọ nìyẹn ṣé yàn nìyẹn èjì 72 lẹ́ni 74 lọ́túnla 80 something ní kíní kan that person of questionable character. Kò wọ́ọ̀tì ẹ̀ in any way láti lead wa bí bàbá jí o sì sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn pé ìtìkan tìjú ni ló máa wò wá pé ẹ̀yin Yorùbá ibi tọ́lọ́run jẹ́ ìrànyìn lọ́wọ́ dé tọ́lọ́run tì í dé ní all over the world Yorùbá ò ṣe wọ́ sẹ́yìn ṣé òun yìí lè fẹ́ ní inú yín dùn sí ẹ fẹ́ fi máa yọgàn ṣé Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu lè fẹ́ fi máa yọgàn.
Mr. Dolapo, mistake in it àkọ́kọ́. àti gbà pé mistake ní tàkọ́kọ́ ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi ẹ má yẹ kí lè tún jẹ́ mistake àti gbà á ṣe mistake mọ́. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You are right. So another important thing bí bàbá yìí ṣe sọ bàbá GOC ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn and òun ni queen ni crown pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ máa tó sound bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé pain ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé pin ó wọnú àyà kó má jáde mọ́ tó bá ronú dáadáa fúnra rẹ̀ báyìí ló máa fọwọ́ yọ kúrò nù pin yìí òun ni má fira ẹ̀ sínú ìgbèkùn ẹ̀sìn má fira ẹ̀ sínú ìgbèkùn ẹ̀sìn ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà ìlú tó da àwọn ìlú ta lọ jókòó sí yìí wọn ò fira wọn sínú ìgbèkùn ẹ̀sìn ọjọ́ Sunday àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà náà látún lọ chọ́ọ̀chì ń bí àwọn máa gbéra wọn ẹ máa lọ rí wọn ní swimming pool ní ẹ rí wọn ní beach ẹ rí wọn ní parks ẹ rí wọn láwọn game ball game àwọn jumping kìíní ibẹ̀ lẹ́ máa ti rí wọn tó ń ṣeré wọn tó máa lọ worship láwọn tó ń worship just few hours nǹkan tí Jésù sọ gangan òun ni wọ́n máa lọ ṣe níbẹ̀ kí nìkan náà wọ́n á lè tọ́jú ẹni tó ní òun ni àwọn churches ní Amẹ́ríkà yìí wọ́n ní Methodist hospital church ló kọ́ wọ́n ń fáwọn èèyàn lóúnjẹ tẹ́ bá lọ sí church ní Amẹ́ríkà yìí tẹ́ bá ṣe ṣetán ní sáfíìsì yín báyìí ẹ máa bọ́ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan ni oúnjẹ ti wà ń bẹ̀ ẹ máa gbé oúnjẹ èyí tó fẹ́ gbé máa gbé èyí tó fẹ́ jẹ máa jẹ wọ́n á mú wá kóra wọn jọ olúkálukú á lọ ìjọba tún yọjú wọn kéjì ra wọn gbogbo owó tó ń fúnra wọn wọ́n fi ń ṣe charity ní Nàìjíríà nìkan ní àwọn pásítọ̀ ibẹ̀ ló fi ń kọ́ schools tó tún gbowó ń bẹ̀ ló fi ń ra private jets òun ló fi ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi tó ń ṣe nǹkan tí Jésù ní kàn ṣe Jésù ò ní kàn ṣe àkójọ nínú ilé ẹ̀sìn Muhammed gan ò sọ pé ẹ̀sìn yóò ẹ fi ṣàkójọ fúnra yín torí Muhammed fúnra ẹ̀ ò ní kò ń ṣẹni tó ní ìyàwó ẹ̀ Kádíjà ló ní Muhammed ò ní ìjìjà ẹ̀sìn tó jà náà fi kọ́ ọmọ Ọlọ́run ni ó dá ó ti tán kágbà ọ̀nà tó tọ́ àbí wọ́n gbé sword sókè wọ́n là mọ́yàn lórí ṣé bí ó ṣe yan tiẹ̀ nìyẹn ó ta bẹ́ẹ̀ náà but kò ní pé kẹ́ fi ṣàkójọ kò ní kẹ́ fi kóra yín sínú ìgbèkùn ó ní kẹ́ fi mọ Ọlọ́run ní ìjà Ọlọ́run làwọn ń jà ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run làwọn ń sọ iṣẹ́ tọ́lọ́run ń sọ lòun fẹ́ inú Bíbélì kẹjẹrẹ ó sọ ni má pa ọmọlàkejì ẹ lọ́nà tó tọ́ wọ́n ní kó nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọlàkejì ẹ bó ṣe nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara ẹ ohun tó bá lè ṣe fún ọmọlàkejì tó lè ṣe fúnra ẹ òun ni kó ṣe fún ọmọlàkejì ẹ Pásọ Adébóyè ìrún ẹ ò ṣe lọ rí pé Peter Obi ni ló jẹ president léèyàn tó dá léèyàn tó jalè léèyàn tó ṣe ọ̀kánjúà tó gbẹ̀mí àwọn èèyàn tó fi tipá lò pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn tó fẹ́ kó dá fún ọmọlàkejì ẹ tó kó owó àgùn ẹ tó lọ kó fún wọn nílé ìwòsàn tó ní kó fi tọ́jú Yorùbá kó fi tọ́jú Ìgbò àtàwùsá tó ń lọ kiri tó ń mẹ́sàn pé ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ló gbé lórí kò gbé sápá ẹ ṣe ríran sí wọn wípé àwọn ni wọ́n láti dolórí kí ìlú lè dá ó ṣe jẹ́ olè ó ṣe jẹ́ ọ̀kánjúwà ní Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ó ṣe jẹ́ ẹni tó lọ kó àwọn Boko Haram boko wá kó wọ́n gbẹ̀mí àwọn Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ yín ríran sí lẹ́ni ó lè ṣe ẹni kó má wọ ọṣọ yúnífọ́ọ̀mù kó má lọ yọ àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ nínú oko bọ̀tẹ́ lè sọ fún Jonathan pé kó lọ kó ẹ tún petition Jonathan ẹ gbé pósí ẹ bẹ̀ sí ní sáré kiri ẹ ń kígbe ẹ lọ bá wọn nílùú òyìnbó ẹ bàjọba tó dajẹ́ ẹ ò lẹ́yìn nísìnyí ìjọba tí ò da tó ń gbẹ̀mí mẹ̀kúnnù tó ń ba yé àwọn èèyàn jẹ́ tó ń jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà wà lórí ìkúnlẹ̀ tó ń jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ wa kan wà nínú poverty tí rate of kẹ́mi máa bọ́ lójoojúmọ́ òkè báyìí ló ń lọ ẹ ríran sáwọn èèyàn pé kò yẹ kí wọ́n jẹ́ ẹ̀yin gan fúnra yín gan inú ìgbèkùn lẹ́wà ẹ jókòó bí ẹ má káwọn èèyàn sínú ibẹ̀ torí olè jíjà lẹ embrace and I will tell you ìdí tí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu yín ṣe wọ̀wọ̀ ọmọ bíbí inú yín gan òun náà lọ gba contract ní Kaduna in millions kò ṣe ó kó sápò ṣẹjọ́ ń jalè ni ó gbẹnu sọ
8 billion
ó kó sápò
contract ní Kaduna
contract yẹn kẹrẹ wọ́n ní kó fi tú ìlú ṣe ni
bàbá ẹ̀ tún ní kó má tú àṣírí yẹn síta.
wọ́n fi tú ìlú ṣe ni wọ́n ní kó kó sápò wọ́n ní kó fi tú ìlú ṣe káwọn Nàìjíríà kan lè rí lò ọmọ tiẹ̀ náà ó kó sápò ṣe ní kó dá padà ìran ò yọ sí yín gbà yẹn pé ẹ lọ dánwó yẹn padà o bí kò ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ o ò ní rí ìjọba ọ̀run wọ̀ ó lè ní yín sàn ó lè ní yín bẹ́ẹ̀ rẹ ni sọ fún yín mo sọ ó gbẹnu mi ó lè ní yín ó lè ní yín bíbélì kan ló bíbélì ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ bí gbogbo ohun tẹ́ ń ṣe yẹn bíbélì ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ bíbélì ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ Muhammed Jésù Kristi ò mutí pẹ̀lú yín Ọlọ́run ò pè yín kẹ́ wá mu lipton irọ́ lẹ pa ẹ má ká ọmọ Nàìjíríà sínú ìgbèkùn mọ́ ẹ yọ wọ́n kúrò nínú ìgbèkùn ẹ jẹ́ kí ilé ayé wọn kó ṣe gbé ẹ jẹ́ kán rí ẹ̀mí wọn kán rí lò ohun nìyẹn lókè náà lólè Haúsá bẹ́yẹn Arabic sínú kọríkúlọ̀mù ìwé àwọn ọmọ tó kàwé nílẹ̀ Haúsá tó pé wọ́n ń bẹ̀ wọ́n kàwé ni kódà wọ́n ń fún àwọn kan lówó bẹ̀ láti lọ kàwé wọ́n tún sọ fún wọn pé fẹ́ introduce Arabic torí pé kí ni ilẹ̀ Saudi níbí ṣe é rí gbèkùn ẹ má kó àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà sínú ìgbèkùn mọ́ gbogbo yín pátá àtẹ̀yìn lọ́balọ́ba náà alátẹnujẹ yín tẹ́ fi gbogbo oyè yín tẹ́ fi rọ́pò mọ́tò ẹ fi rọ́pò owó ẹ wá mú ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ mú òótọ́ ẹ mú ẹkọ rí ẹ̀sẹ̀ yín ẹ wá fèsì ẹ kóra yín ẹ fèsì inú odò ẹ wá káwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú irọ́ torí pé kí ni ẹ fẹ́ sóòótọ́ mọ́ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu lẹ́fẹ́ sìn ẹ gbọ́ rí yín kẹ kóra yín kúrò nílùú kẹ jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà sì kàn rí lé gbé kọ́ra yé gbé kẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n rí kọ́rẹ́ mi ló gbà.
Bàbá Adọ́lápọ̀ ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú ẹ jẹ́ n sáré yá 1 minute bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ fún yín ṣe rí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀sìn ìyẹn náà a máa tún sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ mo ka news kan lánàá Prince of Saudi Arabia òun àti Donald Trump wọ́n meeting last week and they pledged to invest $1.1 trillion business into their economy. After that bọ̀bọ̀ ìwà make a comment kan bọ̀bọ̀ Ibrahim Traoré ó wá ní pé now if Saudi Arabia they are ready to invest a $1.1 trillion business into America economy, the economy that's ruling the world as present. Why is it that we that want to develop what we need now, what you think is good for us is mosques and all these things? He said, if I tell what people want so, they will meet them me. How can we have a leader? Shall I pay every Nigeria? Tell people I'm missing about big tribes segbe kan, ka gbe religion segbe kan. Sherry, reason tell me if you advocate for Peter Obi, tí ó bá yí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀. Ni wípé we need a manager now, we don't need a leader. Somebody that can manage our resources. They keep lying to us that nǹkan tó bàjẹ́ Nigeria ti pọ̀. See, ẹ jẹ́ sọ òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ fún bàbá mi. A whole lot of money ó sì wà ní Nigeria. Tí ó bá sówó mọ́ Nigeria, gbogbo àwọn politicians wọ́n á ti fi Nigeria lẹ̀ wọ́n á ti sá lọ. Owó sì wà ń bẹ̀. That is why they people wọ́n ṣe do or die election. What we need to do now.
If China bá lè dá padà.
Yes.
Burkina Faso lè dá padà.
We still have a whole lot in Sambisa Forest today. A whole lot of mining is there. Don't drill any. Don't go anyhow. Teba Osun State not the same thing. Delta State not the same thing. Until we need somebody that can manage the resources. Nigeria actually knew what any country in the world as at the present. Anybody come and debunk it? They just keep telling us that Tinubu ya baba ejen sọ fact fún yín leni. Tinubu ò yáwó fún Nigeria, ò yáwó fún ara ẹni. Tinubu spend a whole lot of he spent a whole lot of money before he became Nigeria president. Ẹni tó gba 1 billion, ẹni tó gba 2 billion, gbogbo Tinubu ni Tinubu náà tán bó ṣe àbẹ̀dẹ́pọ̀ yẹn. As I'm talking to you, as the first 6 months Tinubu to become Nigeria president, Tinubu was totally broke. I can prove it to anybody. Tell me what on yai. Ofiyan ri shara ipada ni. They won't settle àwọn governors. Come on, attack òun. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin onírànú olóṣìṣẹ́ sọ wípé pé kálọ́mà di àwọn governors yìí mú. Out of 36 governors, 31 governors belong to APC under Tinubu. Who are they working for? If they want Tinubu to excel, torí yín ò bá tí wàá pé yín fẹ́ burú, tẹ̀lé kálọ́mà di àwọn governor mú. Táwọn governor yẹn kí ló lè tí wọ́n ṣe máa ṣe dáadáa kán lè fi to give Tinubu credit. So kẹ́ bá lè mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti lo ọpọlọ yín wọ́n dẹ̀ ti lo kádàrá yín. Ṣé rí bàbá ojú ogun là ń lọ bàbá Dọlápọ̀. Ojú ogun là ń lọ. A dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ jàjà ìyá àgbọ́dọ̀ fail. Ẹ mọ̀ reason tá fi lè fail. Tá gbọ́dọ̀ fail ni wípé èmi as a typical ọmọ Yorùbá. Èmi ti kúrò ní ẹgbẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ Igbo wọ́n fẹ́ gba Lagos State pé tí Igbo máa bá ṣe president wọ́n máa gba Lagos lọ́wọ́ wa. How that one possible? And mò ń bọ̀ yá ẹ máa gbọ́ ṣẹ́rí yẹn gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí yóò jẹ́ ṣẹ́rọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nú àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ṣẹ́rí ẹjẹ́ sọ kíní kan fún yín àwa youth Yorùbá ní ká face lọ́wọ́ táwa ẹ̀ 75% of Igbo youth wọ́n mọ̀ bí táwọn ń lọ. And I will tell you categorically that 85% of northern youth àwọn náà mọ̀ bí táwọn máa dìbò sí. I can hear many of them that enough is enough. They want to give trial to anybody, calling your Yomiri or whatever. They want to try Mr. Obi. And I will tell you that a typical Igbo man, Tori about Quincy, me also I want 25% to put up 75% of them, they know that Obi is the answer. So what I'm trying to say is 75, the majority of Yoruba youth, Sherry is the Eleya Meya want to be brainwashed. We pay her. I have a conversation with somebody recently, which happened to be my brother. I was succeeded to more educated. I realize continue by money. How at this your level of education and experience in life? How could somebody just wake up tell you say Tomo Ibo Bashi president how could that one possible? Tamagbe support ko leko. Pátápátá kan split here, wọ́n gbé kan lọ Calabar, wọ́n gbé kan lọ sí Tabani support bí mẹ́rin sí Nàìjíríà ṣó burú jù ni. How could everybody focusing on Lagos? So ṣe rí ẹjẹ́ kábẹ̀sí àwọn Yorùbá youth ní problem láwọn tàwa ń sìn o because pé ọmọ Yorùbá ló wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn ọmọ Igbo fẹ́ gba Èkó lọ́wọ́ wa and this is a person tó jẹ́ Tinubu was the first governor in Nigeria since 1999 tó fún ọmọ Yorùbá ní the highest slot ọmọ Igbo. Olo make ọmọ Igbo as a local government chairman. Olo make one as House of Rep. Olo fún ní commissioner leko. Elo fast track gbogbo tí mo sọ ite lo wo record just because we only the vote won by. Now, short most of the Tebawo, I grew up in Lagos. Teba lo Alabarago, ke lo Alaba International, ke lo si Sele, ke lo si Ago. This as at 1996 to 1998, Ibenye is no go area. Àwọn Igbo no ta Ibenye fún don revive Ibenye padà. Alaba International Market kò sẹ́ni tó lè wọ bẹ̀ as far back as 1990 kò sẹ́ni tó lè débẹ̀ yẹn àwọn ọmọ Igbo àwọn ló revive Alaba International padà ó wá dilé ní sí àwọn Igbo ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tán ṣe ẹ̀yìn ni wípé ọmọ wọn jáde ó lóun fẹ́ ṣe president wọn dẹ̀ vote fún ọmọ wọn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ táwọn ọmọ Igbo ṣe àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá lọ́wọ́ tàwa ń sìn nìyẹn so n ta máa fi tẹ́ mọ̀ pé ojú ogun là ń lọ ṣe rí Tinubu ẹ má jẹ́ kí n tàn yín bàbá máa fún yín ní 3 reasons kan màá dé hand over fún yín padà torí mo ń gbádùn ọ̀rọ̀ yín tí a fi gbọ́dọ̀ stop Tinubu. Number 1, Tinubu ó fẹ́ràn agbára ju ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ lọ then òun dẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ ó fẹ́ máa rúlu one man system ló fẹ́ máa ló ní pattern yẹn till tomorrow òun ló ṣì ń rule Lagos State wọ́n ní ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ló ń bá ní data ìṣù yẹn ló bá dé federal level and like I used to say this language that in a nation when you allow a single man to run a country there's a possibility for that single man to rule that country. That's what we are seeing today. Tinubu tẹ́lifó ti rule country yẹn báyìí. Then secondly Tinubu bó ṣe wà mẹ́ẹ̀ tá a bá stop wẹ̀ what the guy did in Lagos is planning to replicate in the federal level òun la ti ń rí let you worry wípé àwọn senate ò ní say nǹkan tó bá sọ everybody in the camp lọ́ba because they know what the guy is capable of doing. Kì í ṣe gbogbo àwọn tó wà pẹ̀lú APC àwọn tó wà pẹ̀lú Tinubu lórílẹ̀ láìkẹ́ but they've seen the guy that he know how to maneuver himself and the game has become if you cannot beat them then you join them fine. Ṣé wáyé the third reason tá a gbọ́dọ̀ fi yọ Tinubu nípò ní wípé ṣé rí tá a bá ja ìjà yìí ẹ má jẹ́ kí n tàn yín àwọn ọmọ wa tó ń bọ̀ máa sin ọmọ Ṣèyí Tinubu kì í ṣe àdúrà lélẹ̀ ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n sọ pé Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ẹ má sọ pé Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run wà ń bẹ́ẹ̀ gbà kan kidnap àwọn ọmọ ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run máa rí owó kọ́ra mi ṣe pa wá ń bí ni ìwọ ló máa sọ fún ẹrú ìwọ ló máa sọ fẹ́ tó mú ẹlẹ́rú pé enough is enough tó bá sọ pé no mi ò ṣẹrú mọ́ Ọlọ́run á sọ pé ṣó ti sú ẹ ok nìṣó kí ẹ tiẹ̀ lẹ́yìn àwa la máa dìde pé enough is enough ṣẹ́rù pé Ọlọ́run ò rí bí boko haram ṣe ń ṣe wá ni ìdí tá a gbọ́dọ̀ fi yọ Tinubu nìyẹn tá a bá yọ Tinubu ṣe rí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ṣe rí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ń sìn báyìí kò sí àgbàgbà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá mọ́ tí Ọbásanjọ́ dẹ̀ ń pariwo ń gbà yẹn nìyẹn most of the Yoruba people wọ́n kẹ́yìn Ọbásanjọ́ pé Ọbásanjọ́ ò nìkan ni kò fẹ́ kọ́mọ Yorùbá mi débẹ̀ Ọbásanjọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kan in 2003 me tell mo ṣe politics and I'm a very fan and solid supporter of Tinubu before gbogbo àwọn tó kọ support mo kàn máa ń rìn sọ̀rọ̀ tamara ilé mi Ọbásanjọ́ sọ wípé Tinubu is not pé the style of politics Tinubu play wípé tó bá succeed àwọn Gani Fáwẹ́mi náà sọ pé it be worse than Abacha. That is what we are seeing today. So that is the 3 reasons we have to remove this man and the only person now Timori Powa qualified to manage the country here for now. I don't want to look at our tribe. I don't want to know where the person come from. Is Peter Gregory Obi. The guy stand out among all of them. I've gone through all his record. I do my verification. Anything concerning Peter Obi. Peter Obi is qualified more than the president as far as Nigeria is concerned now today. And if we miss that guy for now, don't let me lie to you. We are the people that are going to put him there. It's not going to be easy. Because the Nigeria politicians attack Obi. Nigeria happen to be a pot of soup to all of them. Your politics school in life, many of them, I will not lie to you, between 7 days or a month, many of them will die in natural death because they have nothing to survive with apart from for politics. Your politics school in life, Tinubu Leni, Tinubu, Tinubu, withdraw Tinubu from politics today. Tinubu only low 5 years. Politics in lifeline. Many of them, your politics school, I want to retire one, Kaloma sort around out. One when to last in 5 years like it about of your 1 year. We have to wake up and we must not fail. And Tinubu failed to plan for us. So we should not fail to plan for Tinubu. Our plan is to remove him from power. Thank you, my brother. Emma, continue, Baba.
Sorry. Nigeria, I have faith in new Nigeria. Tebalowo pushed me last 2004, 2005. I keep 2003, 2002, 2001. I keep saying it that I believe in new Nigeria, and I have this feeling that new Nigeria is coming. Can you shape I want you to feel booming Nigeria will da. You know, could most of woman come Nigeria oh my da. Oh, they must show you me the man on you to pay most of money. Enjoy your more Nigeria. Nigeria budget, I want low budget. Nigeria ma die any corner low matunshi. Ewo Ibrahim Traore. Ewo she turn around clock Burkina Faso. Even but Burkina Faso turn clock Burkina Faso turn around. Also Jackie faith me too strong. But say Nigeria mother. I know somebody is coming, but Nigeria mother. And Sherry Peter Obita when you're on drag, don't fall off a boy. I'm telling you, if they can give just 1 year, Funa wala mama be pe ko ma kuro mbemo. Rwanda baleda pada. Paul Kagame tó dúró lé lórí pé se ibi tí ma yẹn ṣe débi pé ọmọ youth kan tó bá mu igbó 25 years imprisonment kò sí pé bóyá bàbá ẹ jẹ́ minister níbi kankan ó máa serve wọn ò ní dín kúrò. Ọlọ́pàá tó bá gba ẹ̀gún camera wà everywhere tó bá mu 25 years kò ń ṣe pé bóyá wọn kò sí bribing pé ẹjọ́ ẹ bá mi dínkù fún ó máa serve tó máa pé. Kò sí pé bóyá ọmọ kan jọmọ even ọmọ tiẹ̀ that's ọmọ president Rwanda ó ṣe ó serve punishment ẹ̀ kábèlèdè ordinary member ibi tí ara lé sí níbọ̀ wa ọmọ ìlú bíbá yìí ó ní kankan tó ṣe fọ́kọ mi I need láti lọ fẹjọ́ ẹ̀sùn wọ́n pè immediately ó padà wá apologize fọ́kọ mi kò sí eléyìí pé bóyá mo ọlọ́pàá lẹni tí mi sọ yìí o ọlọ́pàá ló ṣe ọkọ mi o wọ́n punish ní punishment tó deserve kódà ó ní àlè wọ́n fẹ́ lè gba aṣọ ọlọ́run rẹ̀ ọkọ mi ló tún padà lọ defend again pé Nàìjíríà sì máa dá ó certain tábà fún Obi ní chance ẹ wo time tí Obi ṣe birthday àwọn Saint Dominican school wọ́n wá fún ní gift wọ́n fún ní owó oníkan lọ fi owó yẹn tún school ṣe hostels mẹ́ta náà tẹ́ bá rí massive hostels tí wọ́n kọ́ sí school mẹ́ta nìkan ní apátete that I know very well ó lóun ní ìdẹ àwọn kan wà tán ní owó yẹn kan lọ fi tún wọn ṣe and another thing tí mo máa sọ after Obi àti Kwankwaso any president tí Nàìjíríà bá tó máa yàn tí kò bá tó bá ti lè nílé ní abroad kọ́ má dìbò fún kan tí wọ́n ń ṣe ní Rwanda nìyẹn any leader tó bá ti nílé abroad kò lè wọn nígbà torí kò ní take Nigerian serious kò ní take Nigeria education serious anybody tí ọmọ ẹ̀ ò bá ti lè ṣe primary secondary university tó wá lè wá lọ ṣe masters níta o ní other country but from primary to university level ìlú iná ti ń ṣe tó bá ti lè ṣe ní ìlú you can't contest for anything those are the criteria tó yẹ ká máa fi yan olórí any leader ordinary Ghana nílẹ̀ lẹ́bí any leader tó bá ti nílé níbẹ̀ kò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ tàbá ti ń kọ́ fún wọn tá à ń dúró lé lórí wọ́n ti kó wa láyà jẹ wọ́n dẹ̀ ti fi ẹrù yẹn sílẹ̀ but tí Nàìjíríà bá mìíràn àti gbára wọn léni àmọ́ agbára wa Nàìjíríà dẹ̀ máa dà àkànfì à ń jẹra wa unnecessarily à ń parọ́ fúnra wa wọ́n ti fi irọ́ yẹn wọ́n ti fi brainwash a whole lot of children hatred yẹn ti wà láti ilẹ̀ tẹ́ bá bi ọmọ Yíbò mi àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá mi pé kí lè tó ṣe kórìíra ẹni kò rí kankan sọ kí ni ìdí tá fi kórìíra ara wa kò sí kí ni pàtó kò sí so kí wọ́n lọ wá tó wá gbàtà tí mo pé kò sí ìdí pàtó kan tá fi jẹ́ ká kórìíra ara wa kí ló dé tá a ṣe wá jára wa gbà ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà kí ló dé tá a ṣe wá jára wa gbà ká dìbò nísìnyí don't vote your conscience I'm saying it don't vote right vote. Anambra State nígbà tí màá yín ruled as governor Peters I was working with Peters àwọn transfer mi lọ síbẹ̀ in fact the whole year tí mo lò mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mú mi kí n padà wá just ordinary governor that's not even ordinary he was a governor then but he in fact he touched lives he created impact in every life of Anambra State ẹ lọ wo nígbà tí kó tó di pé wọlé Anambra ò kí n lọ school business mo focus lé kan tajà kan pawó. But immediately he came, he turned around the educational sector. Ó jẹ́ kó understand pé ìwé ṣe pàtàkì. Ó skyrocket education wọn. But nísìnyí àwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ ilé ìwé wa ń sìn gbogbo ẹ̀ ló ti fọ́ last year kan ní school kan wó lu public school wó lu àwọn ọmọ tó lọ school.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká tap rárá please and please.
àwọn tó lọ fún ilé wo pa wọ́n, some of them survived. Àwọn kan ṣe seriously. Àwọn tí wọn ò kí àwọn tí ẹ gbàdúrà ká ní ìmọ̀, àwọn là ń kó síbẹ̀. Mo ní ọ̀rẹ́ kan, 247 ibẹ̀ ló ń lọ, ó need help, ó pè mí. I bluntly told her, I can't. Ó ní kí n jọ kí mo ní I can't because you're APC member. I can't. Kì í ṣe pé mi ò ní láti fún ẹ, but torí pé o ti jẹ́ àwọn ará ìgbálẹ̀. I am sorry, in fact I'm not sorry, mi ò lè fún ẹ. Na so ó likely kó tó bá record tó bá rí fídíò ó máa mọ̀ pé òun ni mò ń bá wí. I told her I can't give you because you're APC member. So ẹ jọ nítorí tọ́lọ́ Nigeria máa dá. And I am one out of the thousands that believe in new Nigeria. I believe it will have a great turnaround when that good person, tí olódodo yẹn bá ti gun orí ìtẹ́, I'm telling you, within a year we will sing a new song. Kò ná wa lẹ́nìtì lẹ́yìn ká, kò ná wa lẹ́nìtì ju ká gba PVC wa ká lọ vote Peter Obi. Ẹ má vote conscience yín this time around. Ẹ má vote right. Ẹ vote fún Peter Obi. Ẹni tó ní good legacy, ẹni tó ní good record. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká ṣe, ẹ má jẹ́ ká tribalism ṣe tì sí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Kò ṣe ṣẹ́rí resources ta ní èní mo jáde ó láwọn kankan tí mo wá ní ìlú mi ò ríra mo ní káì even ìgbà tí mo wà ní Barbados àwọn kankan náà tí mo ní mo check kò síbi ọjà tí wọ́n mú mi I couldn't get it and I felt my country tí bá wà Nàìjíríà just a snap mo mọ bí tó máa ti bá mi gbé wá a ní gbogbo nǹkan lọ́lọ́run fi kẹ́ Nàìjíríà every good resources la ní Nàìjíríà tá bá sọ pé ṣẹ́rí resources Nàìjíríà tá bá fi feed the whole of Africa in 20 years, ni more lára. Taba ni good manager. Ni resources ta ní Nigeria. Tí good manager bá wà lórí ìtẹ́. Taba fi feed Africa as a whole. Kan kó gbogbo Africans. Kan kó wọn pọ̀. In 20 years, Nigeria ò ní mọ̀ lára.
Ẹ kálẹ́ Mr. Oba.
Ní mọ̀ lára ibi tí Ọlọ́run bless wa dé. I still say it and I'm sure other people will be thinking the same thing. Israelite tẹ́ ń gbórúkọ ẹ̀ kò ń ṣe òun ní Israelite tí wọ́n fi pa ìtàn. Nigeria gangan ní Israelite tán fi pa ìtàn. Nínú Bíbélì. Ibi tí Ọlọ́run bless wa dé nìyẹn o. Wọ́n ní láti máa kó àwọn nǹkan láti ìlú wa lọ sí ìlú àwọn ibòmíì. Ẹ wo ohun tó fẹ́ sọ wá dà. Our farmers cannot go to farm again. So that àwọn àjẹ́ tí wọ́n fabricate, tí wọ́n made out of their own devilish idea. Àwọn Bill Gates. Gbogbo wọn yẹn ni wọ́n ní ọwọ́ kan tàbí òmíràn tí ogun tó ń jà Nàìjíríà wọ́n lọ́wọ́ sí. Tí leader wa dẹ̀ mọ̀ tí wọ́n jọ ń ṣọwọ́ pọ̀. A good leader will refuse bad thing, no matter what it might cost. Just like Ibrahim Traore, just like Paul Kagame, just like the president of China. Ó kàn yẹ pé tàwọn China wọ́n ti wá fi ìkà bọ́. Wọ́n ti wá stylishly enslaving other African countries bí àwọn Western countries ṣe fún wa sẹ́yìn. Nigeria máa dàtà bá gbà fúnra wa. Nigeria máa dàtà bá vote Peter Obi. Tá vote right, tá vote conscience wa. Tá sọ pé ẹni yìí la fẹ́ gbé síbẹ̀. I'm so sure of what I'm saying. He said it in one of his interviews. Only èèyàn kan ló máa rule. Èèyàn kan ló máa wà in charge. Is it that káwọn boko wà in charge or kóun wà in charge? And as the president, òun lòun máa wà in charge kì í ṣàwọn. Ẹ wo èkó Mali, wọ́n mú bandibandi wọn. Wọ́n sọ publicly pé Nigeria lè ti lè lọ máa bargain. Tẹ máa ní kìíní pẹ̀lú wọn. Kì í ṣe nílùú. Wọ́n pa wọ́n bí ẹ. Wọ́n tún dáná sun wọn. Nigeria ló gbà yín ní àyè yamayamaya. Àwọn ò ráyè yẹn. Wọ́n show video kan ní country kan tán ti mú wọn. Wọ́n rẹ́ wọn bọ́n ṣe máa ń rẹ́ àwọn èèyàn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ṣe rẹ́ wọn. It's Nigeria that you can do that nonsense, not in this country. Kí ló dé? Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ sowọ́ pọ̀ this time around. Ẹ jẹ́ ká vote Peter Obi. Ká ti ẹ̀ gbé fún ọmọ Yíbò wò. Ká wo bó ṣe máa rí. Tá bá lè gbé fún tó wọlé, à á lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀. Àti sọ pé ń tẹ́ ẹ ṣe yìí o, òun kọ́ lẹ promise wa. Eléyìí tó wà ń bẹ̀, á dìbò fún òun ló gbé, à ń sùn lóru lájí láàárọ̀ làgbọ́ bó ti di president.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni torí gbàgbàgbà ló fi fìtọ̀ kú lọ wá náà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, we were sleeping when he became our president.
Obi ò lè dájú bí eléyìí, Obi ò lè wọ́ọ̀sì, mo lè fọwọ́ ẹ̀sọ̀ yẹn, Obi ò lè wọ́ọ̀sì bíi ti máa lórí kúkúrú àmì, Obi ò lè wọ́ọ̀sì bẹ́ẹ̀ láyé.
Kí ló dé? Gbogbo wọn pátá ló máa rẹ́ lọ́wọ́ kò. gbogbo wọn pátá ló máa ti ọwọ́ ọmọ wọn bọ aṣọ tó ṣe ń bá wọn lẹ́rù nìyẹn.
ìwọ nìkan ló fẹ́ jọba, kò sí gómìnà tó lè yẹ lọ́wọ́, ìwọ ló máa yan gómìnà, ìwọ ló máa yan kíní, orí àwọn kan rẹ̀ tún pé lágbára o.
ẹ jọ ṣe rí dájú wa kan sọ̀rọ̀ ń bí báyìí pé 75% àwọn Igbo and 80% àwọn Hausa wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé ẹni táwọn fẹ́ tẹ̀lé lélẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ sí brainwashing tó lè brainwash wọn padà.
wọ́n ti mọ ibi tó ń lọ, wọ́n ti mọ ibi táwọn ń lọ, àwa Yorùbá ìlànà problem báyìí.
And my happiness ni pé ṣe rí ibi tí wọ́n ti lọ mú vice president, ibi tí Riggy máa ti ń gbé fìlà dání nìyẹn, kò ṣeé ṣe wọn lè rí ṣe ń bẹ̀. So ẹ jọ àárọ̀ gbogbo wa ni o, kì í ṣe èèyàn kan la, every one of us, let's have a working country. Let's have a country that people will say, I want to go to that country and see. Even pẹ̀lú bó ṣe yẹ pé rògbòdìyàn ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú wa, àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan ṣe sọ pé ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni mo ní bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n fẹ́ lọ sí ìlú ẹ̀ o, people talk good about, apart from, lẹ́yìn yẹn òyìnbó ni o, ó ní apart from the bandi tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀, ó ní in fact pé wọ́n sọ pé Nàìjíríà ìlú gidi ni. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká dìbò, ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa dìde ká dìbò, and ká dẹ̀ defend ìbò wa. Àwa tá a mọ àfẹ́ẹ̀rí ń lò ọjọ́ ọ̀bù, ẹ wo ẹ jẹ́ ká lò jáde. Àwa tá a mọ anything ọ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ ń tẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀ ká jáde lọ́jọ́ ìbò, ká dẹ̀ dúró ti ìbò wa. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká dìbò ká lọ Lagos. Anything ọ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ ń tẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀ ká jáde lọ́jọ́ ìbò. Ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa jáde ká dúró ti ìbò wa. Kẹ́nibọ̀dì máa wulẹ̀ sọ pé òun fẹ́ n tó mú mi kúrò ní PDP, ìbò èké náà fẹ́ dì ń bẹ̀, wọ́n fẹ́ dọ́gbọ́n lóra wọn ka ìbò fún Tinubu ni. So ẹ má fún wọn ní àyè yẹn rárá lọ́jọ́ ìbò.
Màmá ṣe lè ṣàlàyé fún wa bí wọ́n ṣe máa ń ṣe. Ṣé èyí kan sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lẹ́nu? Bàbá ò ní bí wọ́n ṣe jẹ́ PDP lọ.
Wọ́n máa gbégbá PDP jáde. Wọ́n máa ti dìbò tán, wọ́n á ka ìbò PDP lọ́tọ̀ ní polling unit. Wọ́n á ka ìbò APC lọ́tọ̀ ní polling unit náà àti ìbò NDC. Tó bá ti wá dé collation center, tó bá máa hand over fún collation master ní collation center, wọn ò ní kólẹ̀ as.
My Yoruba is not good, as in I can't explain it like that. They say I can hear it very deeply, but I can't break it down. Oriyomi, are you still here? Oriyomi Ejo, please help us give interpretation. The woman, they're really giving great, in fact, some of the breakdown that they give, oh my God, and some inside information that we don't even have. I'm telling you people. This woman, her name is Queen Adeiwa on TikTok. She's doing an amazing, they even have Peter Obi jingle. They even have their jingle. No. Now there, if you not see me, I go say, what? This 2027, it not go easy, APC don't go. APC is out. You see how Boala is crying like the fight of a dying horse. Now Boala and them they do right now. You say that they forged Trump letter. Desperation. There's pressure everywhere. I'm sorry, I can't really interpret it the way. I wish I could. I understand everything, but I can't interpret it. Okay, let me try. So for this particular lady, she's explaining that everyone should right, all of us should come out and vote Peter Obi. The previous guy that spoke was like, everybody should come out, that he feels like if we all come out and put aside religion, tribe, everything, that there's nothing APC can do. That they need to sensitize their people, especially the Yoruba youth, because they are the ones that they bought over. They are the ones that Igbo people will never suffer. If anything goes wrong, Igbo people they're not going to suffer. And Igbo people already know who they're going to vote for. They already know, they've already made up their minds. The Northerners have made up their minds who they're going to vote for. It's only Yoruba people, they are Yoruba people, especially the youth, that have been bought over by APC. Those are the ones. They are the ones now that they need to get them to go and get their PVCs and really vote Peter Obi. And then they're explaining the good work. This particular lady that spoke said she did her NYC in Anambra, and she's an eyewitness to the good things that Peter Obi brought to Anambra State. She also mentioned where she worked in Anambra. I can't remember right now. That Peter Obi did a lot of good things that we all know. You and I know that. She is not saying that the way they do it, she's not in this particular instance, she's explaining, because she said she used to be in PDP. The way they do the election, right, is she said that PDP also works for APC. So when they come out to vote, she said this is how they do it. When they come out to vote, right, APC will, you have voters for APC. PDP also will have voters. So let's say APC has their own votes. Let's say maybe now 30 people vote for APC. PDP, maybe now 150. When they count them for that polling unit, they go count PDP and APC together. So that's what she's explaining in this video. And then she's begging that people should come out and vote, that everybody should put their differences aside, tribalism aside, and come together, that we really need to get this country back. The country will work. It's going to work. So that's kind of the summary of it. I hope I did a good job. I don't know if you're at work. No, you were right now. Okay, Wofia, maybe you did work. I hope that's the summary though. That's the summary. Sorry guys, that's the summary of what she's saying.
As two different parties. So tell me about my PDP yellow ma one sale.
Exactly.
APC lo ma looking 1 mark and 1, 2, 3, 4. One ka gbogbo e.
So they will count APC and PDP together. That's what they do. That's how they rig in some instances.
No, ni polling unit. On ma fi hàn yín. Tó bá ti gbé sókè wọ́n ní ṣẹ́rí o PDP 1, PDP 2. Tó bá ti fẹ́ ka ìbò wọ́n máa kọ́kọ́ yọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀, wọ́n máa yọ sọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Tó bá ti wá ṣe tán wọ́n wá gbé sókè wọ́n máa kà. Tó bá jẹ́ 100 ní APC, wọ́n á sọ fún yín pé 100 ní polling unit. Tó bá jẹ́ 50 ní PDP, wọ́n á sọ fún yín pé 50 ní PDP. Ṣé mo pé 150 nìyẹn already. Tó bá yẹ pé 200 ní NDC, wọ́n á sọ fún yín pé 200 ní polling unit. Ibi 30 tẹ̀ka gangan. But ibi tó máa ti ń rodán.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ màá o. Torí mi ò everything election mi ò ṣe rí mi bá wọn involve sí.
Collation center.
Òye àti kíní mi.
Collation center they take the.
Nítorí fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni pé ká ní collation center tẹ́ sọ yẹn sí. Wọ́n ti kàbò pé PDP iye báyìí ni o. PDP 10. APC 5. AAC 100. NDC 1 million. Ṣé mo pé gbogbo wa ti máa kọ́ sórí fóònù wa bí wọ́n ṣe ń kà yẹn. Bọ́ọ̀lù ṣe máa wá jẹ́ tán wá sọ pé ìbò àdúgbò Queen ni o Queen kíní o. Ní polling booth Queen o. Ìbò NDC 1 million níbẹ̀. Ìbò PDP 200. Ìbò APC 10. Báwo ni wọ́n ti máa wá dé irú bí tẹ́ sọ yẹn? Tẹ́lẹ̀ máa gbé lọ yẹn.
Collation center. 2000. Ibẹ̀ náà máa ti ń yí. Kò sí ṣé mo pé collation center. Kò sí èrò ń bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́.
Collation center.
Agent tó wọ tag. Agent ẹyọ kan.
So that's the end of that one. That's the end. So that's like, I mean, there are tons of, I have some clips from them, that I save actually, because there's another person on Twitter that also is on that live when they're going live. So he clips it and puts it up. They're trying to they're trying to do it in such a way that they can also put subtitles. So hopefully they're able to do it and bring out the subtitles so you people can also watch it. But there's a lot of information. As a matter of fact, the way they break down some of these things, God, I tell them about I know this thing, but the way they can't break and that, I can't even get more understanding. So yeah, they're doing an amazing work. If Nigeria they work, all this back and forth when they get it, go they reduced. Everybody go they busy. Everybody now people when they busy now go they remember how one thing happen or the other one not happen. If everybody's at peace where they are, we know where they get all these issues. Politicians, they try as much as possible to keep us divided because they know that that's the only way they can steal without any question. So if they are keeping us divided and we too will remain divided, who they lose? Now we they lose. Them, they are cleaning out. We keep picking down just graduate. He can't use a tutorial now for our side now. He says, yeah, my daughter just graduated. Show off. Eh? You know him. So they don't care. These people don't give a damn about anyone. So on that note, I beg, I don't even stay past as I say I go stay. Thank you all for joining me. Mr. Bigweze, good to see you. You don't take. How you there? I hope everything is good with you. I'll see you guys on my next one. Thank you very much. EB was here earlier. I'm sure he's also gonna to do his own thing as well. EB, it was nice to see you again. Thank you for stopping by. Oriyomi, enjoy your day at work. Enjoy yourself. I appreciate your Rose. I know be like say Rose go don't go sleep. Everybody go don't go crash. Now night time for certain areas. So I go see you now on my next one. Let's keep it loaded. Guys, please, if you have not told your people to go and collect their PVC, please don't forget. Peter Obi is trying to see whether they go give us more time because the thing can't they glitch again. Yeah, as they round up for the voter registration, it can't they do today. You know, a lot of people were not able to get their, register and all of that. So we'll see how it goes. But guys, please tell your people to go and collect their PVCs. We still have today, 2 more days to go. Please, this is very important to let nobody play with their life because this is what is tantamount to. You are playing with your life if you have not collected your PVC. Because these people have not come to play. They've literally come for your life. So no, don't be caught sleeping. APC did not come to play. They are desperate. You are desperate. The way you are desperate, APC even is more desperate than you. So may nobody play. We have a country to save. So on that note, guys, I'll see you on my next one. Thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Bye.